that's been following the case very closely. Jimmy Williams is with us. Jimmy, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me ask you, you've been in the middle of this. I'm trying to put it all together. Are you from the area?
What is up, my beautiful people? It is good to see you guys jumping in the chat so quick. There's like 600 of you guys here this morning. Good to see you. Of course, leave your like. Well, leave your DNA on the like button, okay? Just in case you get caught up in a criminal investigation, you go missing, the feds start searching your house, and Dolly got to come looking for you. That's the reason you got to hit the like button, okay? The reason you got to hit the subscribe button is so we can hit 52,000 subscribers. Okay, we just recently hit 51, but can we hit 52? That's up to you. And if you sub the channel up or not. So if you're watching out there and you're brand new here, make sure you sub up, ring the bell for notifications. Okay, now who called it? I said, look, they're going to turn this into a big ass criminal investigation real quick. Soon as that second search was done, right? We seen them. There wasn't a scheduled search. They said it was. They said, oh, we had this search scheduled. We had this search planned because they gave that second push. They went out there, and I mean, they went out in full force in the second push. Divers, boats, people hiking the trails. They had every police officer, different counties. SWAT was even out searching, okay? And I knew right then, This is their final push. They're going to push just to make sure there's no possibility that this little kid ran away. Sure enough, that's what they did. Now they've pulled back their search. You don't see the big police presence searching now, because now it is full blown a criminal investigation. It's been a criminal investigation for a little while, right? But now it's just ramping up. It's just heating up. The old stinky feet, I told you guys this last night. But of course, they privated all their social media accounts. They were answering questions, right? They were answering questions to people, but then they decided, hey, we are getting too much heat, and they shut down the social media. Okay, now I don't blame them for shutting down the social media. They probably should have did that a long time ago, honestly, and then they wouldn't have had to hear this. But either way, the internet's going to tear you apart because of your actions. It ain't because the internet's mean and it's full of bullies. There is some bullies and there is some mean people out here on the internet. But that ain't the reason they're getting this. They're getting this because the story they allege about the disappearance of their 15-year-old son with autism going missing in Hendersonville, Tennessee, seems to be a little off. The story don't make a whole lot of sense. They lawyered up, in your opinion. Now listen, I've been saying, even this, that it's time. It's going to be time, which sucks because the police should have put more on them first and foremost before they got to this point. Like, they're not broke. They're not broke people. It ain't like they can't afford an attorney. So soon as they talk to any attorney, any decent attorney, and I know they watch this show, they've been watching and listening, that attorney is going to tell them to shut the hell up. Okay. Don't talk to anybody under any circumstances. Don't give any lie detector tests. Don't do any of that. Okay. Doing big things, 100K, here we come. That is right, baby. PJ's World. Hope you don't work too hard today. I hope you have a great day out there. So I think they're starting to realize, hey, wait a minute. The cops ain't as friendly with us as we thought they are. Okay. This whole time they've been watching us. I know from the beginning, the police didn't believe this kid ran away, right? 3 days in, they should have already been having the FBI. We even know the Secret Service is involved in this case, because they have all these spy technologies the Secret Service does. So, for far as that mystery satellite that all the conspiracy people talk about, the Black Knight satellite, the Secret Service, that's who be controlling that satellite, that be taking pictures of Obama's house. You know what I'm saying? Osama bin Laden's house and shit. There's some high-tech stuff out there, but, everybody don't have access to it. So they bring in these other agencies that do, So, and I've noticed that the Secret Service has been getting involved in a lot of missing people cases. Not just this one, but over the last few, the Secret Service has been involved. And it has something to do with their satellites and their technology. I know that, okay? That's why you're seeing it more and more, these agencies going to the Secret Service to get information. That same people that protect our president. So these people are in big trouble. Now, we know you don't need a body to convict somebody of their death. All right. I've sat through 2 court cases for people that follow me. I sat through the Adam Montgomery trial. I flew to New Hampshire, sat in there. They didn't have no body. They never found Harmony. Convicted pretty fast. Okay. I went to Hampton, Virginia, and I sat in on the Cody Bigsby trial, which is dead. Corey was facing 2nd-degree murder. No body. They never found him. He just went missing like little Sebastian. He was convicted before you could even walk out the courtroom. Okay. He was literally convicted faster than any human being I've ever seen convicted of any crime ever in my life. Okay. The jury literally walked out the door and turned around and walked back in, and he was guilty of second degree murder. That fast. I mean, it was like I think they could probably go down in Guinness Book of World Record for how fast they convicted a person with no body. Okay. You don't even need the body. They just got to be convinced that you did it and can prove it, and get a couple jury members to cry when they tell that story, and your ass is going bye-bye. Okay. And I mean, you're going bye-bye quick. It's like, yeah, see you later. I wouldn't want to be in a situation like that. But these people, you think you can hide your kid and nobody finds it and you're just going to live your best life? Oh, hell no. Nah. That ain't how the court systems work. Not these days. Not what I've been seeing. Okay. You can walk into court with damn near nothing and get convicted. What does the prosecution have against you? Your Honor, we have nothing, but he killed this baby. Guilty. Boom. That's it. Your ass is gone. Like, nobody has any sympathy for anybody that's even accused of hurting a kid. Okay. You just accuse a person in the court. Guilty. Boop. You're done. Take them to the back. It's so fast. I'm like, that's the thing about going to these court cases. See, now I'm going to cover Karen Reed. You know, John O'Keefe's a grown-ass man. The jury might kick that around in their head a little bit. If she would have backed over a kid, it'd be 5 minutes. Boop, boop, bitch, go to prison. Okay? It's a totally different game when you kill an adult or you hurt a child. Even in court. Okay? The process is different. So I expect this Karen Reed stuff that I'm going to be going to do is going to be drawn out, you know, arguing between the, it ain't like, you know, when you kill a kid, it's hard to defend the baby killer. It's just hard. So real quick, before we get into phone calls and all that stuff, it looks like, hey, the Proudfoots, I don't think y'all so proud anymore. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be jail slippers. Okay. That's what we're going to be calling y'all soon. Bob Barkers. For anybody that's been locked up, them damn slide-ons you put on in jail, they're called Bob Barkers. Okay. That's how Bob Barker got rich off the prison system. Y'all going to go from the proud feet to the damn jail slippers. Okay. You're going to be jail slides before this is all said and done. All right. Let me jump over to this video. We're going to watch a little bit of my cousin Vinny. Okay. And these two Utes. Let me share this.
Inside this beautiful neighborhood in Hendersonville, Tennessee, there is an unsolved mystery. It was a Sunday night going into a Monday morning, and 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was supposed to be inside his home sleeping. His mother, Katie Proudfoot, says he went to bed at 9, but was making some noise around 10, including a thud sound. Katie told him to go to sleep. She went to bed around midnight. Then at 6 a.m., Katie woke up. She went to his room to get him ready for school, but Sebastian was gone.
He was gone! The little boy done vanished.
She searched the house and he was nowhere to be found. Sebastian's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, was not home, and Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, was at work about 45 minutes away. Police responded and began trying to figure out what happened. That was back on February 26th. And now, more than a month later, no sign of Sebastian, no sign of foul play, and no answers about what happened.
But you know what Vinny left out? There's no signs of a runaway either. Okay. The police also stated that there's no signs that this kid ran away. There's not one piece of evidence that points to this child running away. You left that out, Vinny. We'll have to talk about that.
Tonight, we'll take a look at some of the strange facts surrounding this case, like the lights in the neighborhood at 3 a.m. We'll also take a closer look at Sebastian and how his medical conditions and mental health could have played a role. And we'll focus on the water searches as we...
Okay, I want to explain something. Y'all see that retention pond? I was there. You see how that big hole is there? And it looks like you could swim into the pond and you'd fall in that big ass hole? You wouldn't. That hole's not there. When the water is in the pond, there's a grate that goes over that thing, and that grate weighs like 160 pounds. Okay, it is heavy as shit. That kid couldn't move it to save his life. So what you see there in the picture that just passed was, the police down with the grate off. Okay, but if he would have went into that pond, that grate would have been on, and the pond was only 1.5 feet deep. So he didn't fall down through the grate. You know what I'm saying? They removed that grate when they were draining the retention pond, because when I went out there, the grate was back in place. Okay. And the pond was empty. There was no water in it.
Continue our investigation into the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers.
He's out there somewhere.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Closing Arguments. I can't believe we're still here tonight in the search for a 15-year-old boy with autism, and there's zero leads.
No. There's some stuff coming out, like, some past, some of their behavior, which is odd. Now, listen, I don't know if that counts as a lead. Okay. Now, there's some YouTubers out here saying that Chris Proudfoot might have been Uncle Touchy to some people. Okay. That's just how I'm going to put it. I haven't really had a chance to review any of that. Okay. But from what I'm hearing, it don't sound good, but it hadn't been vetted yet. So as soon as, I get a chance to listen to it all and vet some of it, but just the rumors I'm hearing coming out about Mr. Stankyfoot ain't good. And some of you people may have called this. Some of y'all said he reminded you of an Uncle Touchy, So I don't know. This is all allegedly entertainment purposes. Do your own research, people. We discuss gossip, news, rumors, everything here. Nothing is to be taken as fact. All right. We ain't a damn news channel.
Zero leads in this case. How does that happen? And you take a step back and you think, well, what are the possibilities of where he is or what happened to this little boy? Now, he could have, he's 15 years old. He could have, on his own, gotten up and run away. But could a 15-year-old boy in the middle of the night get up, run away, and not leave evidence of anything? Could he be that stealth?
And lock the door. Okay? And he locked the doors back. So you telling me there is no proof given, just a trust me story told. Dolly, I listened to it. There is no proof. Okay. So there's no proof to what they're saying about Chris Proudfoot. But if you got people out there saying it, that's not good either. Okay. Even if you didn't do it, it's still not good to hear people out there saying stuff like this. Because you know how the internet is quick to run with some things. Now, if they back it up, I'm sure every YouTuber out here would be talking about it. And I haven't seen a whole bunch of people talking about it. So I'm thinking, okay, that hasn't been verified yet. If that was verifiable, everybody would be talking about it. But you listen to Nina and stuff. He's not a good dude. I ain't saying he did these things. I don't know the man, but I do know something bad was going on in that house. I don't know what. And I think you guys know something bad was going on in that house, but you don't know what. We think we do, but we don't actually know. But something was going down. Whatever that was has led to the disappearance of this 15-year-old boy. If it was them beating on him, if it was them mentally abusing him, because Seth hinted to that they talked to Sebastian and screamed at him like he was a piece of crap. Right. So that's been hinted to. That's been suggested, that we know they didn't speak to him well, just from what Seth said. Seth told him, he said, just deal with it. Just deal with it. You're going to be coming to live with me soon. So what type of stuff was this boy dealing with? He was dealing with some bad stuff. right? He was dealing with people that were probably physically abusing him, people that were mentally abusing them. And I swear to you, the hair, it says, thank you, awesome Dolly and lovely PJ, Sebastian's Turtles. Look, I think mental abuse is sometimes worse than physical abuse. All right. When you torture somebody and scream at them every day and talk down to them and make them feel like they're a piece of shit. Sometimes I'd rather you just slap the shit out of me one time, right? Than torture me for weeks and weeks or forever just being mean and nasty to me. And we know Chris didn't like Sebastian. Seth's made that clear. He didn't like him. He didn't want him there. He thought he was a monster. I mean, to me, that is motive. Okay. You don't want the kid there. Now he's ran away and you're like, oh, where's Sebastian? Well, you didn't care when he was there because you didn't even want him there. You know, from the information we're hearing, you didn't want this child there. Why you care now? Why are you calling them damn scuba divers? The scuba divers, I don't believe they went and put this kid in the water. That wouldn't be my first go-to. Okay. This man works in construction. He knows how to dig holes. And if he didn't, this mama was the one that was there with him. Right? A lot of people give, Chris the hardest time of them all. But no, Katie don't get no pass. She don't get no pass. She was the last one there. She was with her child. She never went and checked on her child when she heard the thud or the noise. Could have been anything. Could have been Brian Kohlberger in the house. She didn't check. She didn't look. She didn't care. Okay? That's what it was. She didn't care. She wasn't tired. Right? She didn't go to bed at 12 o'clock. The noise was between, 9 and 10? So it wasn't like, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like going in there to see what my kid's doing. She didn't even go to bed for a couple hours later. So you're telling me in that time she didn't go to the kitchen? She didn't go to the bathroom? She didn't do anything else in them couple hours but lay there, read a book, and talk to this man on speakerphone? I call BS, okay? I'm some dumb, not plumb dumb. That shit didn't happen. That did not happen.
Now, people often, sometimes people run away and they don't want to be found for whatever reason. And obviously that's a possibility here. But a 15-year-old boy pulling that off?
With
15-year-old boy with autism, able to just get out of the house, no one's going to find me, go wherever he's going, and somehow hiding and surviving? That's one possibility, right?
That ain't happening, Vinny. That ain't happening. This boy, he's not an outdoors man. He's not the runaway type. He didn't have no shoes on. It's cold. You can look at this boy and tell he's not the defend for yourself type. All right. He ain't the kid don't look like Huck Finn running around barefoot. You know what I'm saying? Chasing crickets. It's just different kid, different kind of kid. This kid is a video game. He came up in the video game era. Now me, I've been climbing trees since I was 3, you know what I'm saying? In diapers, like a spider monkey. This kid ain't that. Okay.
Another possibility is somebody did something and something happened. But over and over again, we hear no evidence of foul play. And the real question I have tonight.
Okay. The FBI went to that house, gathered Sebastian's last outfit and videos. If they can't find it, Houston, we have a problem. Sebastian Strong. Yeah. So them reports have been coming out today too, that there is authorities going in and out the home. It was rumored yesterday from a neighbor. Okay. Now there is some people that's disputing this, saying the police ain't there right now. And that's possible. They may not be there right now, but they have been coming and going since yesterday. And I ain't talking about this. I'm talking about in and out the house. So, and we know JLR is on the move, right? Shout out to JLR. He's been working his ass off on this case. He's put in some road miles. I bet you that car he got 700,000 miles on it, right? Because this dude would literally drive all night. He will literally be in one place, and by tomorrow, he'll be on halfway on the other side of the damn country. Now, Dolly flies. I know I can do that, right? I can be here and be in Cali tonight, right? but I could never do that in a car. Okay. It takes a lot to be able to drive all. If YouTube fails, he could be a professional truck driver. I got a CDL class A and I hate driving, right? I hate driving. It don't make any sense. I hate this shit, right? Most Leslie a big ass truck, right? But I hold a class A CDL. Well, YouTube fails, I could do it too. But JLR, that man puts in more road miles than I've ever seen. Sometimes he flies, but for the majority of the time, he's always driving. And he will drive 13 straight hours. I can't do that. After about 4 hours or 5 hours of looking at the lines, I start to get a headache. I start to get tired. I can't drive like that. So, and he's been on top of these people. He had posted, you know, he has that Facebook group running, which is smart, super smart on his part because he's getting all the tips and leads. But he was down in the RV park. You know how he does his pose with the duck face. I don't do the duck face. I'm a grown ass man. Okay. There ain't no reason, no grown ass man. JLR, stop doing that damn duck face. You look silly as shit. Okay. Pointing, you know how he does. He does the smoochy face, right? I don't do the smoochy. I ain't that nice, right? But he is on top of them, right? Like he needs to be a bounty hunter. JLR, the bounty hunter, right? It's just that dude, you ain't getting away. Right? We like, baby, we got to drive 14 hours. JLR will drive 15. Okay. How many hours you try to escape? He will drive that and back to get to you. That shit is insane. Okay. If I can't fly you down, I ain't getting to you. Okay. If you ain't near a major airport, I'm leaving that shit to JLR. Okay.
Tonight is investigators. Are they any closer to finding him? So, there was another search, and we heard about this last week, a search of the area. So if they're searching that area, that means that, from my perspective, they don't know where he is, number one. They don't necessarily know what happened to him. Because they're telling us no evidence of foul play, and we're still searching and we're still finding nothing.
But they're telling us there's no evidence of the kid running away either, right? That's the main thing I took away from it. There's no evidence that this kid ran away. All right. And we know this. Kids don't vanish. There's no forced entry. There's no computer presence. He wasn't online. He didn't meet a creeper somewhere. This kid literally vanished. Okay. And locked the door behind him. That shit don't happen. That don't happen. Right. There's no signs that anybody kidnapped him. There's no signs that anybody came to that house that night. To me, there's only one person that knows. And that's the lady that was in the house with him. Okay. And whoever she told after the fact. But Katie Proudfoot, you know what happened that night. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only.
So are they any closer tonight than they were on February 26th? And let's look at the other possibility here, right? That there is foul play without any evidence, right? There's no evidence of foul play. But that doesn't mean that.
Oh, okay, real quick. Guys, I want you to do this before I forget. I want you to take a second and I want you to hit the like button. It's absolutely free. Ain't going to cost you a penny, right? And then right after you hit that like button, and only after you hit that like button, I want you to shout out in the chat room where you're watching my face, this face right here from. It's time to represent your city, your town, your hood. I want to see where you beautiful people are watching that. But make sure you hit the like first. And then in the side chat, let me know where you're watching from. I want to see my people.
That there wasn't foul play and they just
Florida,
have not found any evidence.
VA, North Carolina.
Or it could be a combination of the two, that he decides to leave on his own and then something happens.
New York.
But still, under all of these scenarios, there's not one video. There's not one witness coming forward. There's no forensic evidence. There's no evidence of anything happening anywhere. Like, this is baffling to me that in 2024, someone just vanished. You know, where could he be?
People don't vanish, Vinny. India.
I think these water searches are crucial. And we're going to talk about that tonight.
I don't know if these water searches are crucial. Queens, New York's in the house, 804. We got a lot of Virginia tonight. Shout out. You know, we do broadcast from the 757 area of Virginia. We got Ireland in the house. We got more New York, Alabama, the UK, Tennessee, Iowa, West Virginia. It's moving so fast. Kentucky, North Carolina, Arkansas, Delaware, Louisiana, East Tennessee, Texas, Florida. Somebody's on their lunch break. I seen that. Alabama in the house. Roll Tide. West Virginia. Good to see all my beautiful turtles all over the country. Shit, some of you guys all over the world. San Francisco 49ers girl, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Pennsylvania's in the house. Denmark, Tennessee, North Carolina. Now, we should have a lot of Tennessee people. Tennessee seems to be my second home with all the damn missing people y'all got. Don't drink the water, people. Stop. Don't do it. Tampa, Florida's in the house. Minnesota, Maryland, more Florida. Don't drink the water, okay? And sleep with your shoes on, because if you take your shoes off in Tennessee, you go missing. You go missing, okay? Summer Wells, barefoot. Sebastian Rogers, barefoot. Riley Strain, they pulled out the water. He was barefoot. Naked footed. That just shows you right there. You need to sleep with your shoes on and don't drink the Tennessee water. Okay. Don't do it. It's the cornbread.
And you look at the neighborhood and you go, and there's ponds everywhere. They're kind of murky.
Kind of murky.
But like
Georgia.
Wouldn't there be evidence like leading to that pond or something? Wherever it is, whether it's close or far. I mean, how far is he getting without shoes in the middle of the night? Like, really, where's he going? Where's a 15-year-old without shoes going?
Vinny knows. Listen, Vinny's a former prosecutor, right? My cuz here, cuzzo Vinny. He knows. You know how many times he's prosecuted people just like this? Madeline's mom was more emotional than Katie. And that lady was emotional. That shit was like, man, Maddie's mom. Okay. Yeah, she similar though. They both were kind of cuddling the bad guy. You know, that's what I think.
Why doesn't anyone know? Why does
somebody says, are you just live on the Uncensored? No, I'm on the Dolly Uncensored channel. It's running live. I just clicked on it. I don't even know why. Because I haven't ran it in a while, so I'm sure the stats are down there. So I just ran it to put something up there. But no, I'm here on Dolly Vision. Okay. Don't worry about the other channels. Just watch on Dolly Vision.
Doesn't anyone know? I'm asking a lot of questions tonight because there's all questions. There seemingly aren't answers anywhere. But why doesn't anyone know where he is?
Dolly got to eat. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you. Got to get my Soap and Turtle Club shirt ordered. Do the same. Dolly got to eat. Okay. You damn straight I got to eat. And I got to book a plane ticket to get to Boston too today. Don't, PJ, don't let me forget to book that stuff up today. I need to do it before the plane ticket's a damn $1,000 to get me there. So make sure I do that today. Just, I'll forget. But thank you, Wolf.
It's mind-boggling. In most of the cases that we've covered, someone's missing. There are certain clues. Oh, there's a ping off of a cell phone.
A ping, yeah.
There's spotted at a rest stop. There is someone who's wanted. There is something that is left behind that, okay, the case isn't solved, but there's a lead, like there's a direction. Here, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. How is that possible, and why doesn't anyone know? Let me bring in our guest joining us tonight. Podcaster Pascal Beaubuff is with us. You can watch him on YouTube at the
Pascal Beaubuff. Is that his name? I wasn't saying it too bad then. Pascal
Show. A lot of people have been. You've been talking a lot about this. Give me your initial thoughts tonight about like this case, because there are other stories and cases that you cover as well. But this one, it's like nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't usually play his video. I mean, I play his audio because I don't know him personally. Like, I've never talked to the man, so I don't know if it's cool to play his clips. Like, a lot of YouTubers give you that 24 hours. Hey, just wait 24 hours, then you can play it. So I you know, he covers a lot of the similar stuff to me, but I don't play his stuff because I don't want him to strike the shit out of me. I don't know if he's a cool dude, nice guy, don't like other YouTube. I don't really know. So I just usually play his audio.
Pascal.
Well, honored to be here, Vinny. But I got to be honest. This is getting thicker than a Snicker, and there still aren't any answers to all the questions, and even more and more questions keep.
Did he just say this is getting thicker than a Snicker? Good Lord.
Coming up, and the answers are just sitting in the back, and I don't know what is going on. It is so crazy, this case. And
yeah, he does look like a nice guy. He has a lot of old school like metaphors that he says. I noticed that watching him. And another thing I've observed is he does a lot like Nancy Grace. He likes to repeat, right? And sometimes it drives me crazy. I get why they do it, but it drives me crazy sometimes, right? You know, Nancy does it. He does it. He'll be like, somebody will clearly tell you, like, okay, let's just say, these glasses are gold Versace's, right? You can say that. He'll be like, all right, so you're saying that those glasses right there, the ones you have in your hand, you are saying without a doubt that they are gold Versace's, right? And you know, you just heard the person say they gold Versace's, right? And they'll say, yeah, just to verify, just to clear, they're gold Versace's. Yeah. I mean, they drive it home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you banging the nail, wait, you're sinking the nail, right? Like, you just gotta, you know, I get it though. I understand it. They're making it 100% crystal damn clear for you. But some people get it the very first time, you know, like me. I'm like, I heard them say it. I heard the person. I'm listening.
We're turning left, we're turning right. It's been all over the place. And man, I just wish we had at least something, a little tiny bit of something that would lead us towards Sebastian's location, at least.
No evidence of foul play. No one is a suspect in anything. Yet, did something happen that would make
JLR does that too? I mean, people do it. I mean, I ain't got, look, I'm not hating. I'm just pointing it out that some people make it a point to drive the fact home to you. Like, we get it, bro. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Make him want to leave? Was there a reason for him to go somewhere? Is there evidence of him going anywhere? How do you get in and out of the house? What was his state of mind? These are so many questions, but let's start just by looking at a map. I want to look at a map so we have some idea.
Is this a search or recovery mission? I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that. Seth, if you're listening, please tune off. Earmuffs, Seth. Earmuffs. This is 100% a recovery mission. Okay. This kid on his own couldn't make it 6 weeks. I don't see it. Unless he's drinking pond water. I don't see him making it 6 weeks. I would say this is a recovery mission. It's turned into a recovery mission and a criminal investigation. Full blown. Heating up criminal investigation, FBI investigation. I think when police switch gears like that, we're going to be talking about lawyers. We're going to be talking about them shutting up and all that soon. Okay. Because there's about to be a shift in what we've seen. I've been calling it. I've been like, oh, the shift is coming. And I told y'all it's going to be right after that search. I was like, right after this search. As soon as they do this search and realize, hey, we didn't overlook this boy. There's no way we missed him. They're going to be on the parents' ass. And that's what's happening.
idea of where all this is happening. It's a neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. There is a construction of another nice neighborhood taking place next door. You look on this map, there's a cemetery. There's various places where there are small bodies of water. There is a high school.
Okay, so I've been through all of this. Okay, even down through the school, even back behind the school, there's this road. There's the little school. There's the road. They don't even show the road on this map. Okay, remember when we were going down the road and I was looking at all the barns? Okay, that would be right here. And then you would go down here. There's a little building. And then you go back here and there's a road that runs all the way. You can't even see it on that map.
There as well. There's Long Hollow Pike, the road. On the other side of that road, there's a whole bunch of trees and brush and more bodies of water there. But at the end of the day, Pascal, when we begin here, looking at this neighborhood, that's the first thing. I always start with the neighborhood. And this is not the middle of nowhere. There's nice homes, like really nice homes in this neighborhood.
Well, it's nice homes in the middle of nowhere. It's not like the city. Okay, you go out down a few country roads and then you hit some neighborhoods. It's not like, you know, like where I live, where there's a neighborhood. It's, you know, a couple neighborhoods. You go up a little ways. There's a couple more. You know, it's pretty still. It's out there a little bit. I wouldn't say it's in the middle of nowhere, but I would say it's almost in the middle of nowhere.
If you're leaving in the middle of the night, where are you going? And if someone is coming to meet him in the middle of the night, I would think someone would have seen or heard, or some video somewhere would show us something.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, you'd think that at least some sort of ring camera would have picked something up. Some security camera, something of some sort would have shown Sebastian moving around. I mean, of course, we've seen this flashlight video. It looks like fireflies in the dark. Now that's been debunked, saying that is a garbage truck, which I still am wondering how a garbage truck with a light on moves around in that kind of fashion. It just seems a little bit weird to me.
At 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me tell you,
Exactly.
If the garbage man shows up in my neighborhood 3 o'clock in the morning, everyone in the neighborhood's calling the next day saying, don't ever do that again.
One, though, Seth kind of debunked that. He said that the camera was stuck on 311. He said he watched 30 minutes of it and it was stuck on 311, which don't make much sense, because then Seth says that it was shot from a phone of somebody's video and the phone was moving around. So Seth himself has gave inconsistent statements on this light, and so has the police. So there's a lot of inconsistencies that go on with this light, if you think about it.
Because it's going to wake everybody up.
No doubt. Absolutely. So that's the thing that doesn't make any sense. What's the activity that was going on in that area? And is there any depiction of that at all?
Awesome.
Let's do this. There's an audio recording that's been circulating online that sounds like it could be a radio transmission call from a canine handler during the search for Sebastian. The speaker references several places near Sebastian's home, like that construction site we've been talking about, the cemetery, and the retention pond. The link to the audio file was uploaded to Twitter by SF Investigates. It's unclear, though, where the recording came from originally. Let's take a listen.
Nice big track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach. We'll go on behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints or anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Thing is, this is all dry, hard packed. Outside report. LT, we're now headed back south towards the cemetery on the far end of the construction site. Hey, boy, I can see. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing? Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond. No shoes, just footprints? The shoes that Max went straight into the pond.
Did he say with shoes, Max went straight into the pond? He literally dove into it. Okay, so the dog went to the pond. The dog got in the pond. But here's the thing. This is all BS because we know that he won't in the damn pond.
He literally dove into it.
And that we believe is the canine, Pascal. And we heard about this early on in the investigation, which would, make some sense. There's this.
Darla, thank you for your super sticker. Keeping Dolly alive. Welcome aboard the Keep Dolly Alive train. Get you a nice seat. You can take a window seat. It's pretty empty. Dolly about to die. Ain't much gas in the train. But grab you any seat you want. Thank you for your donation, Darla. It's awesome of you. The dog dives into the retention pond. The retention pond, maybe the dog was thirsty. Maybe the dog wasn't having a good day. But listen, that's a busy area. There's construction right there. There's houses all around it. The pond sits in the middle of a new housing development. Okay. So maybe, this kid's out there at 5 o'clock in the morning splashing around in the retention pond. None of the neighbors see it. Okay. They say it like it's a construction site, like there's nothing there. It's not that. The construction site up farther is nothing there. They haven't built nothing yet. But where the retention pond is in a neighborhood where they're still building it in the neighborhood. You know how a new neighborhood, you got about 15 houses and then they're still building houses in the neighborhood as people live there. That's how this area is. Right. So there's a house directly across the street from it. There's one beside it, the retention pond. So this kid is out there, in the pond, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and nobody sees nothing. Nobody hears him. And then he vanishes. The dog don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay. The dog, he needs a new job. It's time. It might be time to retire Sparky is what I'm saying.
The scent that they're following towards the retention pond. But my understanding is they drained the retention pond and found nothing here.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I've learned as well. I mean, I remember in the very beginning of this whole case, they were saying that no scent. There was no scent at all. Now we're suddenly hearing about footprints and a scent.
Uh-oh, people boarding the train. Wolf just got on. Dolly needs 30 for a damn window seat today. They're $29.99. Jumping on the train, Katrina June. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Leading into this retention pond.
All aboard.
But then they even drained the pond. So what's going on here? What's the truth? Who's misleading who? And why are they withholding this information? Because
wait a minute. Vinny's supposed to be interviewing you, Pascal. You're asking him questions. You don't ask Vinny questions. Vinny does the asking.
I don't know which is the truth. And I think the public really wants to know. We, I think, deserve to know. The people that are out here volunteering time after time, day after day, looking for Sebastian.
No, Wolf's talking about when you buy your plane ticket in economy, that in order to get a seat on the outside or a window is $29.99 extra. So if you don't pay the $29.99, they put you in the middle, right? And I think that's how I got sick, because they had me in between these two big guys, because I didn't pay that $29.99 because, you got to make baller decisions. Do I pay this $29.99 or do I eat today? Okay. So when I got my airline tickets, I was like, hell with it. They can pick my seats. So if you pick your seat on the plane, like if it goes by which seat you pick. But if you go to try to get to like the 30% more leg room, which is only like this much, it's $29.99. Okay. And up. So when he was like, Dolly needs $30 window seat, he's talking about for the plane. Okay. Cause it's $29 after you buy your ticket to pick your seat. So that's how they get you. So they tell you, say, hey, the ticket's $300, right? So you're like, okay, I'll pay $300 for the ticket. But then when you go to select your seats, everyone's like a middle seat. They'll jam you in the middle, right? Or you can pay $29.99 and get a seat on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cheap, so I don't pay it. And they always put my ass in the middle of two big ass people. So that's why he's referencing that. And this says, Dolly, they really underestimated the pool of YouTubers. Justice for Sebastian. Darlene, yes. Like, YouTube is the new media, right? We're 24/7. We're there. You can't get like JLR. JLR ain't he may be the first of his breed, but he ain't the last. There's people watching going, I'm going to do the same shit JLR is going to do. All right. And you're going to see more people being independent news journalists because we live in a world where you can be. Right. You look, I'll give you a prime example. More people were watching me in Georgia for the news that was going on than were watching the news in Georgia. Okay, Kathy, come aboard. Come get on the train. Get on the train. So believe it or not, the news people have got wise and they've started creating YouTube channels. You notice that? Every news channel has a YouTube channel now. It used not to be like that because they know that this is the main source of media for people these days is YouTube. More people watch YouTube than anything. I don't even watch TV hardly anymore. I watch everything right on YouTube.
They deserve to know something that pertains to getting closer to finding Sebastian.
Now, you've spoken with Sebastian's father on your show several times. Let's take a listen to one of those interviews and discussions that you had involving this dog following some scent.
One dog followed a scent out into a construction site and then it disappeared. Could you maybe expand on that or explain a little bit more about that?
One of the dog handlers told me first day,
wow,
Monday, that the dog popped to a trail and they followed it and went all the way around and it ended in a construction site, but it ended. It's like there was nothing there.
Right. And that's a little odd.
Which
right?
Leads me to believe that, well, if it ends, normally the scent ends when you stop traveling on foot. From my understanding, that would mean that he got into a car.
That's right. So now you listen to that.
But things have been changing so rapidly, guys. Now Seth says there's no trail. The head detective says there was no trail. You know, look, they're about to try to convict these people of doing something to this kid. There can't be no dog trail. If there's a dog trail, that means the kid got out the house. The police are saying there ain't no dog trail. These people are responsible. That's why the police have come out now and said, T-Money, spill it. That's why the police are coming out now and saying, hey, there ain't no dog trail. What are you talking about? Max didn't hit on shit. Okay? These people are guilty. You think the police gonna get out and be like, there's a damn dog trail now? No, they're looking at these people. They're watching. They got eyes on them. You think JLR is the only one in the bushes? No, he could look over to the bush next to him. And there's a Fed right in the bush next to JLR. All right, he's just wearing camouflage and he got night vision. All right, JLR just don't have that technology, right? But if he keeps doing good on YouTube, he soon will. He's been doing a lot of views. You're going to see JLR jump out with some night vision on and a damn helmet, looking like a game of Black Ops.
And again, they're saying that there's no evidence of foul play, but there's a scent leading to nothing, to absolutely nothing there, Pascal. I mean, you've got to deduce something from that. They haven't really talked about this a lot, but this would seem to be a potential lead or explanation as to what could have happened here if, in fact, he's leaving the house, heading towards that construction site, nothing in the water, but the scent disappears.
It's very weird. In that interview, Seth talks about footprints going in or a scent going.
It'd be like, remember when JLR was in court and that dude asked him, could he move? JLR was like, hell no, I can't move. It'd be like that. It'd be like the feds tapping him when he's in the bush. Hey, man, we need this bush. JR better be like, you better get your own damn bush.
Going into this construction site, talks about the pond. But then he came on later in another show, days later, about a week later, says that had been debunked. We've heard it on other platforms as well, saying that law enforcement said that the scent that they are talking about was debunked. But then we're all still hearing from the Proudfoots about this scent leading into the pond. Yet again, like you said earlier,
the proud feet, the stanky feet, They want you to think that this is a runaway. Of course, they're going to be like, hey, he's in the pond. He ran towards the pond. He ran towards the pond. And of course, the police think they did it. They're going to be like, no dog trail, no dog trail. Right? Because if the kid ran out, then they couldn't have done it. Right? Of course, they're going to be screaming this dog trail because they know and they don't want to look guilty. So if it makes it look like the kid ran, they're going to run with it. But we heard the police officer. I played the video myself. PJ, if you could, if there's any way you can hunt that down for me where that police officer says that there ain't no dog trail, the head dude that runs the investigation, would be absolutely great for me. I know I played it. I just can't remember what video it was. Thank you for making my day better. I love you and appreciate you, Dolly. Kendall, thank you so much. And Barbara, thank you for your super stickers, guys. That is super awesome of you. Get on the train. Come on, all aboard. Get on. Get you a nice seat, nice comfortable one. We'll be leaving here soon. We'll be pulling off soon. All right. You got your nice seat.
Earlier, Vinny, that pond was drained. They walked that pond. So why are we still talking about this, the footprints, the scent leading into those areas? Like I said, something's just not mathing for me. Something just doesn't make any sense.
And we're not
something thicker than a Snicker. Okay, something is thicker than a Snicker up in this biatch.
The Proudfoots come on your show?
No, I would love to have them on my show.
So we've invited them as well. And I know this is a difficult spot for everyone involved. And they've spoken to the Chronicles of Olivia. We spoke with her. They've spoken with Nancy Grace as well. A lot of people talking about that interview. But it seems that
Vinny mad. Vinny like cousin Vinny like, oh hell no, they didn't give me an interview. I'm Vinny. I like Vinny the best. He's one of my favorites. Cousin Vinny, I ain't gonna lie. Vinny, he is up there with Nancy Grace to me. It's like if you go to the goats, like if you know of true crime, I would say my first two people would be Nancy and Vinny. I don't know how you get better than that. I mean, that's the two goats right there.
You've got,
of course, Nancy Grace is the all-time goat. Vinny is up there to me with her. You know what I'm saying? Like he ranks up there. Okay. Now he don't have the facial expressions Nancy got, or the anger, or he's not as dramatic. But he gets there a little bit. He's working on it. He's working on it, people.
Sebastian's parents are in totally different places, and I get it. They're not together, so obviously they don't see things the same way to begin with. But at this point, like, you hear a lot from Seth. You hear very little from the Proudfoots. Seth seems to still be on the ground there, involved in coordinating some searches near and around that construction site close to the
I would say then number 3, of course, would have to go Nancy, Vinny, Dolly.
Home, and the Proudfoots seemingly are out of town.
Yeah, they're gone. It seems like they're on vacay, to be honest. But I will say this, just because they are
they out eating a thick ass Snicker
somewhere else in their RV, away from that house, away from the search, is not an admission of guilt. But by the court of public opinion, optically, it looks really, really bad. I wish that they were here or there doing whatever they can to find Sebastian, because again, it should be the 3 of them, boots on the ground, trying to find Sebastian. But this also gives us a little bit, it shines a little bit of a light on the relationship, the dynamics that are going on between the 3 of them. Something seems like something might be a little bit off between the 3 of them.
Well, I agree. And later on in the program, we're going to dig through some of the divorce documents. And
I mean, you can if you feel like doing it. If you don't, it ain't no big deal, PJ.
And you can tell that by reading those, you understand people get divorced for a reason and things are bad. But, you know, we had an experience, and maybe it was very unusual with Gabby Petito. Her parents both got remarried, and together that group was a force, and they were all on the same page. looking
Absolutely.
for Gabby desperately. That's not the case here, and it could have to do with the dynamics of the divorce, everything else. But at the end of the day, there's not a unified approach to the search, to looking, to trying to find what happened here, and that is troubling. From people you've spoken to in all of this, do you get a sense that the Proudfoots were getting some flack, and it could have been potentially dangerous for them to hang around, that people were looking at them the wrong way? And we know sometimes how these stories and cases can take on a life of their own, and you start to feel a little bit of the pressure.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I get it that they may be getting death threats. They may be getting some threats of some sort. There may be a lot of pressure where everybody's giving them the hard side eye. I definitely get that. But at the end of the day, the main common goal should be universal. The focus on finding Sebastian. I don't know about you, okay, but as a family man, as someone who cares for my loved ones, if ever someone I loved went missing, I don't care how much ridicule. If I became the town's pariah, I wouldn't care. I'd still show up and do everything I could to find my son.
Absolutely. I agree with Pascal right there. I wouldn't care. I don't care what people think now. Okay. If I care what people think, I wouldn't be a YouTuber. But definitely I would be out there to do whatever I had to do death threats. I get them every day. That's no big deal.
To find my daughter, to find my loved one. So optically, again, this is very, very weird.
It's counter to what people believe in their gut, and it's counter to what I've seen from other parents in the past. You know, in all the stories, and unfortunately you've seen this before, where a child goes missing and you wonder how everyone.
Look at that landfill they're searching. I mean, that thing is massive. It looks way bigger than the one that they were searching for Quentin Simon in Georgia. I mean, that looks, imagine getting that job. They're like, hey, you're going out to the landfill today to search. You're like, damn. I mean, you just digging through dirty diapers. I mean, that's a horrible job. The people that do get out there and do that, man, shout outs to you guys. I mean, somebody has to do every dirty job in this world. Remember that show, Dirty Jobs? But that's a disgusting ass job right there.
Everyone reacts and acts in that, in the aftermath. If the child is still missing and hasn't been found, why would you ever stop looking? How could you ever stop looking? Where are you looking?
Foot socks are going down.
And that's not happening here. And that's troubling for a lot of folks. But at the end of the day, there's a child still missing, and the child needs to be found. The child could be in danger. Like, no one knows. If you're the ones in the home, I
just want the proud feet to know, when they're sitting around watching this and thinking to themselves, the internet has destroyed our lives. I want you to know that the internet didn't destroy your lives. You destroyed your lives when you chose to come on the internet and lie to the internet. When you came up here giving false statements, inconsistencies, you doomed yourself. Okay. The internet can either make you or break you. And the internet, you done lied to the internet. The internet's going to make sure your ass goes to prison. That's what they're going to do.
The ones in the home that he disappeared from, you know more than anyone about what could have happened here. And we're not necessarily seeing that. Go ahead.
If it's okay. One thing that I've realized about the Petito Schmidt family, regardless of their differences, they became a united front. They came together for the common goal of trying to find Gabby Petito and get justice for Gabby. We're not seeing this here. And what breaks my heart is that it should be a unified front. They all should be banding together, putting aside their differences and looking at the common goal, getting Sebastian home.
Absolutely. Pascal's going to stay with us. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at Sebastian, and bring in an expert, talk about some of the issues that we've uncovered that Sebastian was suffering from, how all of that could impact what happened to this 15-year-old. Plus, coming up next hour.
In Oakland County, Michigan, the parents of the Oxford school shooter are sentenced.
guilty against him.
Investigators.
Bell on trial.
That again, once again, my son, something has happened to my son under her watch. And once again, she wasn't being an adult. She wasn't being a parent taking care of an autistic child.
He's muted.
That there are problems. It's obvious that there are problems here between Seth and Katie.
All right, we got to talk to the production team right there, Vinny. You came in, but they didn't have your mic on. Okay, they didn't have your mic on.
That's why they got divorced. Now they have a child together, a child with autism, and trying to understand these dynamics and how that could impact what happened to Sebastian, why he would suddenly vanish for whatever reason that it could impact. We dove into the divorce.
You know he's not going to take that polygraph. When TBI forces him to take one, or they want him to take one, he's going to lawyer up and not do it. Watch. That's my psychic abilities. And that didn't include any gophers, and no prairie dogs were hurt in that psychic outcome.
Documents between Katie and Seth, because sometimes you go in there, you can pull out information that may very well shed some more light on this case and Sebastian himself. Take a look on the screen here. In those divorce documents, our son suffers from a rare condition called 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome. Among the symptoms he suffers from are incidents of acting out, where he hits and bites himself out of frustration. He's been known to throw himself to the ground.
He bites stuff. You hear that, right? Because a lot of people think them are bite marks on Chris's arm. Okay, you see that in the divorce paper. He likes to bite things. So he may have bit Chris in the struggle, allegedly. Entertainment purposes only.
During these incidents. So what exactly is this 6q27? How could that impact a child? How could that impact a teenager who's 15 years old? We're going to dig into that right now. Still with me, podcaster Pascal Bobuff, and also joining us tonight in Los Angeles, California, clinical.
That's a crazy last name, Bobuff. I've never heard that one. It almost reminds me of like Frodo's Baggins, you know?
Forensic neuropsychologist, associate professor at Pepperdine University, and author of The New Rules of Attachment. Dr. Judy Ho is with us. Thank you so much. Dr. Judy Ho, let me ask you this. 6q27, what is that? What does that mean? And how could that impact a child and then a 15-year-old teenager and someone who's been a child of a divorce?
Well, Benny, 6q27 deletion syndrome is a genetic condition. It's very rare, and it's caused by the deletion of a small piece of chromosome 6. So the deletion can vary in size. We don't know more details. And also what we know about this syndrome is that it's somewhat heterogeneous in presentation. So just depending on how much it's affecting the person, they could display a number of different behavioral difficulties. We saw on that court document that you just showed, Vinny, some of the ones that are specific to Sebastian. But some of the more common ones are some developmental delays in some area of perhaps language or motor skills or even social skills. Sometimes these individuals have a mild intellectual disability and some cognitive issues. Oftentimes they have communication difficulties, social challenges, understanding feelings of another person and being able to interact back and forth.
Well, we know he liked to get up in people's faces. You know, he liked to be up in your personal space, you know. Smart ass lady right here, though.
Sometimes they'll have difficulty with impulse control and managing their anger and more negative emotions. And there is some research that suggests there may be an increased risk of autism disorder. So they're not one-to-one, but there may be a slight risk amplified based on this particular deletion syndrome.
Now, also in these documents, they describe a specific incident. And again, this is from papers filed by Seth. On August 11th, 2016, I had told him that day that if he cleaned his room, he could go swimming. I asked him if his room was clean, and he replied that it wasn't. I told him he couldn't go swimming until it was clean. Sebastian reacted by flying into a rage, screaming and hitting himself, biting himself, and trying to throw himself on the floor. I reached out to catch him before his head hit the door frame. So Dr. Judy Ho, knowing this, knowing that.
So you see, he would go into these rages. Now, SKH, thank you so much for gifting them 5 memberships. And if you got a membership from her, make sure you thank her. Big virtual hugs. Now, I was saying that, a lot of times these kids will go into rages. And that even though he had a great day with his mama, as soon as he didn't get his way about something, he could have went into one of these crazy fits of rage. She tries to control him. He hits his head on the floor. There's the thud sound that she leaked. Okay. She panics. She don't know what to do. She calls Chris for 3 hours. They come up with a plan to get rid of him. And I'm thinking that's what happened. I could be wrong. Just my opinion. Don't mean it's right. People are innocent to proven guilty. It's just what I think.
And he is a child with autism. You kind of put that together. Now he's 15 years old, going through those changes as well. He's in the middle of a situation where his mother and father don't really get along and don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. What are your thoughts about how all of that could play a role in why this child has vanished?
Well, Vinny, during the teenage years, we know that our young people are going through a number of different transitions. They're trying to figure out who they are, their identity, their place in life. They're grappling with issues of self-esteem and what they're going to do in the future. So that's already a stressful time for everyone. But now we have these additional stressors, mom and dad possibly not getting along, trying to figure out, how to essentially exist in the middle as you're seeing potential co-parenting difficulties. Individuals, even if they're not communicating them directly, they're still feeling the pressure. They're still feeling the difficulties from these parental arguments. And so if we think of this time as a potentially very stressful time, an additionally stressful time for Sebastian, there could have been a number of other things that have come up. Maybe his emotion regulation difficulties were even getting more challenging in face of these stressors. And so I just think that there's so much more that we have to uncover, because there's way more than meets the eye. I heard your conversation with Pascal earlier, and there's just a lot of things that are not really making sense and not adding up. And it just kind of feels like some of the information, as we mentioned before, there was a CPS call to the primary residence of the mother and the stepfather. Now, why was it that CPS call? Why was biological father Seth not notified of that until later, finding out on podcasts? There's something.
Darlene, if he had a problem with Sebastian, why get involved with Katie? Well, he probably didn't at first, because, usually when you meet somebody, they don't have their kids with them. You got to get to know their kids. Like I didn't, like when me and PJ got together, I didn't meet her kid right off the bat. It's, she slowly introduced me to her kid. So, I mean, he probably, didn't know that life was going to be like that. And then when he got into the relationship, it was a little more difficult than he thought. And he didn't like the boy. He was whipping on the boy. He was punishing the boy. He was throwing the kid's toys away. He thought the kid was a monster. I mean, the dude, Chris, and this is my opinion, he's a piece of POS.
Here that we don't know about, and we have so much more to find out.
Pascal, in your conversations with Sebastian's dad, Seth, did this come up? Did he talk a lot about the stress between his family, between him and Katie, and issues of custody and where this child was going to stay, and whether or not there was something happening around this time, some sort of a change in that relationship?
Well, honestly, the conversations that we've had on the show, a lot of it has just been him saying, hey, as soon as school is over, Sebastian's coming over to stay with me, and then he'll be with me from that point on. So there hasn't really been much detail about any type of rift or any type of tension between the three of them or anything of that sort. So
there's tension between them. There's been tension between them. There's the whole blackmailing of Seth. Okay. Chris was going to blackmail him. He said, man, I will put stuff out there where nobody will look for your son. Y'all are leaving things out, fellas. Y'all leaving things out. You got to pay attention. There's motive. There's reason. Like, we can't overlook that this man was going to blackmail Seth. Okay? If you do this, I'm going to do this. That's what I learned. Okay? And if he does that to Seth, you know he's doing the same shit to Katie. He's controlling. He's not just controlling the women. He tries to control men. He can't physically control Seth, so he tries to mentally control him. You do this, and I'm going to do this. He gave him an ultimatum. And what I don't think he planned on was Seth came out and told it. And then he thought everybody would rally against Sebastian, but that ain't what happened. Everybody rallied against him. It just kind of backfired on him because Seth took the power back.
The only part that became a moment of tension was when he found out about the CPS being called after the belt incident on Sebastian. And he was like, I just didn't know about any of that. I just found out through the podcast, like we just said.
You've been hit and bit by kids, give them a little bit, and normally they'll apologize. Yeah, I mean, look, when you're dealing with mental health and kids that have like outbursts and things like that, yeah, they can be a little bit of violence sometimes. And you know, the thing is trying to control them and not hurt them. Okay. And if that is the case, that he went into a rage and she tried to control her son and something happened, why not just tell it? Why cover it up? Because I lean towards that, to be honest, that they got into some type of altercation in that house and something happened. Why not just be honest and tell it? Why cover it up? Go, you know, say, hey, I grabbed him. He was fighting. We were slinging around the room and he hit his head, and just be truthful. I mean, it's horrible, but the truth will set you free. At the rate they're going to prison, allegedly.
Second ago, and he was absolutely shocked. He obviously was very upset, very moved, very perturbed over that information. But honestly, as far as talking about the dynamics of the relationship before Sebastian disappeared, he didn't say much. He was fairly diplomatic about that, to be completely honest.
Now, Sebastian's father told Nancy Grace in an interview posted on YouTube this week that Sebastian had expressed on several occasions that he did not want to return to the home he shared with his mother and stepfather. Let's take a listen.
He's on multiple occasions sat there and has told me he doesn't want to go back. And I've asked him, why don't you want to go back? And he wouldn't tell me. He didn't say why. He was just like, I just don't want to go back.
And this is after Seth had enough. Remember that? Seth was being diplomatic. He was like, he didn't say nothing bad about Katie. He didn't say nothing bad about Chris. He didn't say nothing bad about anybody, the family, nothing. And then they just, you know, they did Seth dirty. They did him dirty. You know, they were out there, you know, not helping. And if anything, hindering his search and getting mad at him for doing it. Like it was making them look bad. They got their mind is twisted, right? They got it all kind of backwards, right? Seth wasn't making you look bad, Proud Feet. You were making yourself look bad, okay? Seth was making himself out there look like a grieving father like he should be. And you guys are living your best life like you've never had a kid. The boy's 15 years old. If he comes home, he don't even have a home. That's how I know he didn't run away. He didn't float out the house. I don't believe anything to do with them damn dogs. Okay, you were there in the house with him magically. You heard nothing. You heard the thud, but you didn't hear doors shut. You didn't hear none of that. Oh, I stayed up late. I was tired. I didn't hear him leave. It just seems like BS. Seems like a whole lot of BS.
And it's, you know, at that point in time, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it's the freedom that he gets at my house.
Dr. Judy Ho, there's lots of reasons why a 15-year-old may want to stay with one parent over the other for whatever reason. But if that same child now disappears, I think this is something that becomes much more significant.
Hell yeah. The kid don't want to be there. Okay. And I don't think he ran away. He was just being treated bad. He was being, it sounds like to me, he was being mentally abused and he was being physically abused in that house, that nice $800,000 house, right? It ain't the house that makes a home. That's all I'm going to say. It ain't the house that makes a home.
That's exactly right, Vinny. At some point or another, between these mixed households, child's going to show a preference over living in one household for another. A lot of the reasons are not nefarious. It's just something that they're going through. But like you said, putting all of the pieces together, the CPS call, the child disappearing, some potentially strange behaviors from mother and stepfather. Again, everybody grieves differently. Everybody deals with stress differently. But I think a lot of people are saying, well, why are you not staying close? Why are you not doing something more active in the search? Even if you are afraid of the social pressures around you, isn't the biggest priority to try to find your son and make sure that he's okay? I think it's just, there's more.
I would rather live in a shack with people that loved and cared about me than a mansion with people that didn't give a shit about me. I can tell you that.
More things now that are adding up, Vinny, that's causing us to question exactly what was going on in this household right before he disappeared.
And Pascal, the other thing is happening, the more that, and you said this off the top, right? The deeper you go into the interpersonal relationships and issues that the adults in Sebastian's life have.
Good question, Sleepless in South Africa. She said, did everyone hit the like button? I don't think they did, Sleepless. I don't think they did. I don't think everybody hit it for me. It's something about this face. Okay. It's something about this face. And I don't think they hit it. I don't think there's no way we got 3,000 likes, or most likely 3,693. That's how many people's in the room. So to answer your question, I don't think they did. They don't like me. I feel lonely. Okay. I got up this morning to bring you this information about the feds are moving in on these people. Living their best life. It's almost over. They better be enjoying that vacation. They better be sipping martinis at that damn campground. Okay. They better be dancing in the RV. They better be living it up, watching Jeopardy, the big life, because they ain't got much longer. Soon they're going to be hearing Trace, the worst shit you ever want to hear. Doors slamming. You don't want that in your life. Okay. But they about to get that. I feel sorry for them, but they chose this path. Seth was there. He would have took that boy. He would have loved to have his son live with him full time. And Katie was letting a monster put her hands on her son. The boy didn't want to be there. How many red flags do you absolutely need? Okay. How many warning signs do you need in life? Okay. Like if you was walking down the street and it said, warning, don't go this way. Okay. And you're like, oh, hell with that. I'm going to walk right past that sign. No sign, cliff, 20 feet. Okay. Big ass red. I'm going to keep walking. Next sign, danger. Don't go any farther. Nah, hell with that. Right off the cliff. You land on a red flag. Okay. Just how many red signs you got to walk past and know something's wrong? Okay. When I see the first sign that says trespassing, I'm like, okay, I might break that one. When I see that sign that says trespass here will be shot, I'm like, yeah, we ain't walking past that one. Okay. I don't need but so many red flags. That number 2 usually does it for me. Okay. When I get red flag number 2, I'm like, yeah, that's another red flag, homie. We walk past the first one. We'll let one flag go. You always, because you got to live on the edge, right? I live on the danger side a little bit. I'll walk right past one red flag, but the second one, it usually gets me. Okay. And if I get brave enough to make it past the second flag, I ain't never passing that third flag. Okay. I just ain't doing it. It just ain't happening. I mean, what do the police need? I know they need proof, but I know they know, just like we know, right? I know that's confusing.
It just seems like there's much more potential for for there to be a reason for him to disappear, whether he disappears voluntarily or whether something happened that made him disappear. It just seems that there's conflict and there are things happening in the lives of these three adults that somehow impacted this child, because he did not just vanish for no reason.
Absolutely. Obviously, as you can see, there's a lot going on. As you just said, there's a lot going on inside this family, this blended family, if you will. And there could be many possibilities of him running off because he couldn't stand bouncing back and forth like a tennis ball from one household to the other. There is a possibility of him liking staying with his father more than staying with the Proudfoots. That's a possibility as well.
But, you know, I can tell you what ain't a possibility. His ass floating away ain't a possibility. Okay. What ain't he can't vanish. That ain't a possibility. Okay. Kids don't vanish. Kids just don't disappear. Aliens don't take kids. They made a deal with the U.S. government. They don't do it. Okay. They only get people in cornfields, right? It's a deal we worked out with them. Like, yeah, you can have people that grow corn, but you can't snatch kids. So when a kid goes missing, we know it's at the hands of an adult. Okay. Because kids don't vanish. The only way a kid can vanish is an adult makes a kid vanish. All right. Now this kid has vanished. Now we know the only way a kid can vanish is what? I just told y'all the answer. Anybody write it down? Is for an adult to make that kid go missing. So we know this kid vanished. We know the only way a kid can vanish is for an adult to make that kid vanish. So who's that adult? Who was the last person with him? Who was the last person to see him? Who was the last person to hear the thud? Yeah, that's my question.
But I guess that's still, those are all questions that are still up in the air that I think we're all pleading for an answer on.
Yeah, it's the old news cliche, more questions than answers, but it continues. And all the questions are really come down to one question, like, where is Sebastian?
Right.
Pascal Beaubuff, make sure you check him out on YouTube after this show, right? You have to wait after this show. Go to Pascal, download, watch his live streams. Awesome stuff. Dr. Judy Ho, great to see you. Make sure you grab the book. When we come back, folks, we're going to focus on some of the water searches.
I got to get my damn book out, people. Okay. I got to get my book out on Amazon. The book that no one buys. Okay. They'll be like, Dolly, the author, the book that no one buys. I think that's great. I just think that's a great name for the book that no one buys, because then when they say it, when I go onto a show, it just sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds good. We got author Dolly of the book that nobody buys. And then y'all can't buy it because, you know, that's the name of the book. Don't buy the book. My 2 cents is that Sebastian will be found in less than a week, hopefully by Sunday. True crime. Okay. If you are psychic, look, if they find this man in 2 weeks, you will be the official psychic of Dolly Vision. We'll give you VIP treatment. We'll move you up to the east side in the deluxe apartment in the sky. I'll never say bad stuff about psychic. And every time we need to know something from the groundhogs and the possums, we will hit you up. We'll let you tell us. But we're giving you, what'd she say? My 2 cents said he will be found in less than a week, hopefully by Sunday. Okay. All right. I'm taking you up. Write that down, chat room. Write that down. We're going to hold her to that. True crime with the psychic goddess. Okay. The goddess. I can't even talk. Damn it.
There's a lot of water in that area. Not big bodies of water, but enough. That's next.
Hint.
All this. I want to show you the map another time, because this is, again, this is significant in all of this in terms of whether or not there are clues, whether a scent was.
Hey, Alexa, remind me in 1 week to check and see if the psychic was right.
What time April 17th should I remind you?
Let's say 1:35.
April 17th should I remind you?
1:35 p.m.
Okay, I'll remind you April 17th at 1:35 p.m. By the way, you can now set monthly and yearly reminders.
Okay.
To try it, just say something like, remind me to pay bills on the 1st of every month. Also, I can give you real-time notifications on Bitcoin price movements.
I don't need no
Would you
damn
like me to do
Bitcoin.
that?
No. Alexa, turn off. Okay, Alexa, she's trying to sell me Bitcoin. I don't want no damn Bitcoin. See that? Damn Alexa trying to get me for some money. She's trying to get all up in my pockets. Oh, hell nah. Better turn off Alexa. Alexa wanting money. You see that? She's like, you want to buy some Bitcoin? Hell no. Next, Alexa's be trying to sell you drugs. Getting crazy up in here.
Was picked up, whether or not water searches.
Many readings are wrong. People jump on a live and say anything. So you do have to judge off of past readings. And I don't blame you for being skeptical. You have to. Okay. I got you in the reminder there, True Crime. All right. Alexa got you, and she don't be forgetting. Okay. And she'll sell you Bitcoin when you ain't looking. I wake up with a portfolio of Bitcoin. I'm going to be like, Alexa, we got a problem.
Are the key right now in this area, and how wide of a scope will you go? Chris Proudfoot was interviewed by Nancy Grace.
You want
what he
to be
said.
home that day. Well, it'll remind you, PJ. Okay, you'll be here, so you won't even be home that day. You're right. I'll be in Boston. Okay, for the Karen Reed trial. So make sure y'all tune in for that live coverage. I will be in Boston live for the circus. Okay, that is the Karen Reed trial. Okay, and I'm going to take the cone with me. That way Karen Reed don't back over me. Now, if you don't know who Karen Reed is, that probably ain't funny. But if you know who Karen Reed is, that's probably a pretty funny joke. Okay, because she backed over her boyfriend, allegedly former police officer. Well, no, he was a police officer at the time, but he was formerly alive, John O'Keefe. Okay, he was a cop at the time. I was about to say former police officer, but I'm thinking, nah, he was formerly alive. He was still a police when he died. And, you know, they argued that some other police officers killed him and threw him in the driveway and left him there for dead. So, and there's like a cult following of Karen Reed. All these people that think, I know this is off topic, they think this lady's innocent. Okay. And they're like, free Karen Reed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they drank the Kool-Aid. Now, we may have some people that are free Karen Reed people in here. I don't care if you drink the Kool-Aid. If you like the Kool-Aid, that's fine. I let everybody be their own individual. I don't hate anybody, but I have a little difference in opinion in it. So, you know, some of them might not like Dolly too much. So that's going to make for decent entertainment anyway. So, when I'm walking down the street and people are like, you suck, Dolly. I'll be like, okay. I get it. But I am going to be there for that. So make sure you come hang out with me and support it and watch it and all that stuff. I'm still going to be doing my call-in shows. I'm just going to be doing them from the road next week. So I'm adding to my laptop so you guys can call in. I can still play videos. I just won't be doing it here from the studio. We'll be doing it from Boston, live from Boston next week. Okay. We're going to go play for the Celtics. We're going to play some b-ball. I don't know. We're going to do something in Boston. We'll make it entertaining. Okay.
He said there have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had sent hits in various locations.
Would he be capable of going with someone he knows, or would that be difficult with his demeanor or the way he communicates? Ken, I don't know. It looks like he had a pretty, okay, this is what Seth said. He said he had a high vocabulary. We listened to him talk. He was doing math when the girl dropped the little thing down the little pin board, and he was like, oh, it's 200. So he can communicate for sure. I've seen him working on a backhoe. All right, he was operating a backhoe. So when they say highly functional, I would say he seems to be highly functional. Like he can talk, he understands for the most part. It does sound like he does have fits of rage, though. And maybe, jumping house to house, there is no solid discipline. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why he's having these fits of rage. I don't know. I got lucky. I had one kid. She chill as shit, right? I mean, she chill. She was chill as a kid. She's chill now, I don't know why the kid, but listen to this. The kid was, SA I mean, that may have something to do with his anger issues and the way he looks at the world. Because, you know, when you have these disabilities, you have a little bit different vision of the world than, say, Dolly vision. So, and then that happens to you, and you already have a twisted perception of the world because of your mental stability, right? And then you add on the abuse to somebody that's already has mental challenges. Okay, listen, for somebody that ain't effed up, you go molest them. If they wasn't effed up, they're gonna be effed up afterwards. Okay, and that's a normal person. Imagine what that does to people that already have problems, already are dealing with these problems, and then you put that on them. It's horrible. This kid, man, he went through a lot. It's like it's almost like a horror movie. And, you know, we hear Seth say that she had this predator around them, and then she had some kid that SA'd him, and then he went missing. But this is all happening under the mother's watch. Get yourself some tea and baked beans, okay? Is that the big thing? And, you know, I know the Boston Tea Party, and I do like Boston baked beans, the little candies. That would be good, you know. Maybe I'll get me some while I'm there. All right. So we'll do all the cool little Boston stuff. So if anybody's from Boston, there's something I need to see, y'all just let me know. I don't know. Maybe we'll go on a couple little field trips between streams. I plan on doing my call-in shows, and then in the morning, I'm going to be covering, of course, the Karen Reed stuff. And then in the evenings, I'm going to be doing my call-in show. But in between that, we may have a couple little Dolly field trips while we're up there in Boston, going to a couple of restaurants or something cool. I don't know. I'll figure out something cool to do while we're there.
But I could say a certain percentage of them tend to go towards the same spot, which would have been a retention pond. At least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond. What does that mean? Joining us tonight from the United Cajun Navy, Kevin LaFond, and in
oh my lord, these people are still a thing. Are they still searching? Are the Raging Cajuns still searching? I thought they'd been gone. What did they just allow Benny? You just let anybody up here? Just anybody?
Salt Lake City, Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen. Great to have you both back. Kevin, let me start with you. The hits going towards the pond, that retention pond was drained, right?
It was, yes.
How the hell does he know? How the hell you know if that retention pond was drained? I didn't see when I was standing there. I didn't see you out there. I was standing there. Me and the girl, what's her name? Damn, she took me to it. The damn Illuminati girl. I was standing out there with her and her old man. I didn't see this guy out there. He must have been out there at a different time than I was, because I didn't see this guy, the Raging Cajuns. I didn't see none of them.
So what does it tell you? What does it tell you?
It tells us that there's something that...
It tells us you didn't get enough donations for a new mic, okay? Because your mic sounds like shit.
One more time, I didn't hear you.
Well, obviously there's something... I'm sorry. Obviously there is something that was there at some point in time. The thing with dogs is they can pick up a scent up to...
It's obvious that something was everywhere at some point in some time, okay? But it wasn't him.
A year after the fact. So the age of that scent is unknown. Also the wind conditions, water conditions, what's in the soil, what's around at the time.
Now he's a biologist. He's like, whatever's in the dirt, okay? We got to go in and look at microorganisms. That'll explain it all. Did they just let anybody, okay?
Play a factor in it. But if multiple dog teams are having a hit in the same location, it's pointing in a direction.
And Kevin, how much water is in that area that you would say are bodies of water that need?
Vinny, you could put that shit in a cup, okay? You could literally, it's kids' splash pads have more water, okay? You could literally walk through it like a mud hole, right? I've walked through creeks deeper. Let me tell you that in Georgia. All right, I walked through creeks that are fucking deeper. It's not. It ain't shit.
Need to be searched in a case like this?
Well, obviously anything close to the home, but also larger bodies of water that are nearby. We in fact brought out one of our sonar boats.
Yeah, so a 15-year-old kid, what's he going to do? We go, okay, I'm going to run away from home and go jump in a river. What 15-year-old kid says that? Okay, we need to check large. But the kid, one, didn't run away, and two, if he did, his first option ain't let me run away and go jump in a river. They just want a reason to take them swamp boats out. Okay, they just want to fucking ride that wind boat. They want to get on their little damn hovercraft, you know, like any reason. Hey, man, there's a lake. They'd be in the desert. They'd be like, yo, there's a waterway somewhere, man. Swamp rats.
Boats with side scanning and direct down scanning sonar, as well as specialized night.
Get your shoes on and walk through the woods. Okay, how about that? How you know he ain't on land? Search some damn land, dude. Okay? Get off the water. This ain't no fishing trip. Get your ass in the hot ass sticker bushes and get out there and start searching like everybody else.
Lighting rigs to actually look through the water at night in various water colors so they can see through it. So those places need to be searched in more detail, and that's something that we weren't able to get to that phase, searching.
Yeah, y'all wasn't able to get to it. Y'all are getting those death threats and stuff, and you know, harassment from the internet. I don't know why that would have been. I mean, I think y'all might have did that to yourselves out there, Mr. Raging Cajun. They didn't get to it, okay? Because the boat was parked the whole time. They didn't have chairs. All right. How you gonna scan the water if you ain't got chairs? You gotta have chairs to scan the water. I mean, they were like, show up with chairs. All right. Why don't we show up and push your boat to the river so y'all can get in and look around, okay?
Larger bodies of water.
All right, Jason Jensen.
Vinny, we got to talk. I can't wait to meet Vinny. Vinny, we need to have a talk about some of these people, okay? We just got to have a look. Yeah, that's right. I got to send a little email. I do have the producer and the directors. We had to send them a little email about their guest and be like, hey, look, just want to point this out. Y'all let anybody up there. Just anybody.
We've heard the official word from investigators. A lot of times they hold back some information, but the fact that they went searching, an additional search, and came back and said they didn't find anything tells me they don't really have the leads here if they're continuing these searches. So what, from your perspective, if he's barefoot, it's the middle of the night, like where is he going?
Right. You have to ask, what would draw a 15-year-old boy out of his home at 3 o'clock in the morning in a neighborhood that's pitch black? So, and with his situation, his disability, he had a past experience with fire ants that he would refuse to go outdoors barefooted. So if he actually left on his own volition, barefooted, what would compel him to do that? And with no genuine leads, they really got to keep all their options open, everything from foul play to an accident. So searching bodies of water where it could be an accidental drowning makes sense. But when they're draining retention ponds and finding nothing, that's clearly not the situation.
I want to show everyone that the surveillance video again. This is from Channel 5, Scripps News Nashville.
I don't know why they keep showing this. I mean, the police have debunked this. Like, they're saying this ain't even shit.
Track this down, Nick Barris, reporter. Home security footage from somewhere in the neighborhood. I'm looking at this. Here's what the sheriff's deputy told Nick Barris about his reaction to this video, what it means.
No evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a role.
I'm trying.
He don't know what he don't know. So they say see them lights. There's been inconsistent things about those lights, a lot, but I don't believe that light has anything to do with him. I believe he was loaded up into the car in the garage. Like, you see how big Nancy's eyebrows got when she said, "Was your car in the garage?" And she said, "Yeah." Her eyebrows stood straight the hell up. Them eyebrows can't lie.
Trying to decipher what he just said, Jason. Could you decipher what the investigator told us or didn't tell us about that?
It sounds like they're trying to keep that information close to the vest, and they don't want to reveal that because it might be significant down the road.
Okay, so you think they know what it is? They're just not saying?
I think they do. I mean, I've seen surveillance footage.
Well, according to Seth, unless Seth is lying, okay, and why would Seth have any reason to lie? Seth said he's seen the whole video. He said he's seen it with TBI, that it is a trash truck, and that is just one little portion of the video that somebody zoomed in on, and the lights are moving because the phone the person recorded it on is moving. That's not that even the actual video. And Seth says it was given to the Nick Barron dude for clout, and it's by one of the neighbors. Okay, so Seth has came up himself, and this is what the police have told Seth, unless Seth is lying.
So many times, me looking at that, believing it could be night vision, is not necessarily a light. I've had a bug fly up to my camera, and it looked like it was lit up. So if it is a flashlight, and it appears to be a couple, at a distance apart from each other, that would signal to me you got two people each walking with a flashlight. So if one person's ahead of another and they're like searching, or they're in tandem, that might mean something. Going from the home where there was two adults, or maybe there was someone that came in and, abducted, which seems very highly unlikely in most.
And then they abducted the kid. They turned around there. This dude sounds like he got Alzheimer's, right? They abducted the kid. Where they turn around and lock the door? That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen. I mean, if you break it, you're gonna go kidnap a kid. You know the code to the door to get in. You get in, you kidnap the kid, and then when you leave, you lock the door. That shit ain't happening. Okay, it ain't happening.
Situations, but we know from cases like John Benet Ramsey, abductions, alleged abductions can occur. So, did someone go in the home? Because we know that mom said that she yelled over to Sebastian's room, "Hey, whatever's going on over there, stop it." Well, was that people in his room? We don't know. So
we do know, because she says later on, she says that he said he was getting ready to go to bed, that everything was okay. All right. So we do know.
If it was under an involuntary, exit, that would make sense why he would go barefooted.
And that thud, you're getting back to that thud. All right, Kevin LaFound, United.
So somebody magically broke in the house, magically got the kid out with his mama hearing it. What does he do?
Cajun Navy, where do you think the search should be headed today?
Oh my God. They asked this dude, it should be in Alabama. Where they at? Okay. Maybe they should search a creek down the street from their house.
Where should the focus be, and how far and wide should this search go?
It should go to the river. Okay. It should go right to the river so we can ride our swamp boats and hovercrafts. Okay. I don't care if there ain't a lake 7 states away. We need to go 7 states away to wherever there's water. We need water.
Well, it's the larger bodies of water that.
How did I know that? How did I know? See that? Did you see that? How did I know he was going to say we need to go to the water? Okay. Because if you can't use your hover boats and you can't use your dam, you don't got nothing to do with this. Okay. The kid went missing in the damn woods. He didn't go missing in the river. He didn't go missing in the damn river, you swamp rats.
Really need to be searched at this point. There's been a lot of.
We really need to be searching them rivers. You know what I'm saying? There's rivers all over the country. We need to search them all. We need to get down there, and we need to get between every rock.
Activity on the ground. There's been a lot of activity sweeping through, and the larger bodies of water with the specialized equipment that can.
Yeah, we got to have that specialized equipment. We got to have that $100,000 equipment, when we're searching the bayou in Alabama. Okay. Like, I just
detect down and out under the water.
Under the water, color changing lights. We got to be able to see the fish we're trying to catch. We got to see the catfish. We already know the gophers are watching, right? We know the gophers are watching. We got to find this school of catfish that are holding this boy hostage.
It really needs to be ruled out, because until you rule it out, it's in play.
Till you rule out every river in the country, okay, it's in play. We got to rule out every river, okay? The Mississippi, the Rio Grande. I mean, we got to rule them out. All right, the Great Lakes. Somebody start searching the Great Lakes. He could be there, okay? He vanished. By now, he could be in the Great Lakes. Do people ever go back and listen to themselves? Like, how did I know? Am I psychic? Okay. I'm the best psychic up here. Don't even mess with me, guys. Don't even, I'm the best. I'm the best around. Do you know it? Okay. How did I know this dude said we had to search the rivers? Okay. I know what a swamp rat's going to say before it says it. This ain't my first rodeo. I ain't brand new to this shit. Oh, God. Oh, my Jesus. Oh, my Jesus. Okay, guys. Get on it. Get on it. We all take a lake, okay? In your neighborhood, just go pick a lake, any lake. Kick over a rock or two. See what you see, all right? We can't rule out rivers, Got to check the dam, rivers. The kid ran away. What makes you think he'd be in a river? Did he have any plans to go to a river, a lake? He's not a baby. He ain't like a toddler. Like poop fell in the lake and drowned. He's a 15-year-old kid that can swim. Okay, a 15-year-old kid that can swim. But do you think he went swimming in the cold with no shoes on? Let me go out in the cold and jump in a river, so the Raging Cajuns can look for me. Okay. That didn't happen. Okay. We need to start at the rivers, though. Okay. The airboat got to run. The airboat got to run, baby. That airboat got to run. Let me open up the phone lines. There's almost 4,000 of you here in the room. Okay. Listening to this bull crap. Okay. A little bit of bull crap. Phone lines are now open. The call-in number, of course, is on the screen, 757-797-6694. I almost got it out. It was close. Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Earl from Ontario, Canada.
It's who?
Earl.
What's up, Earl?
Not much. I just got a couple of questions.
All right.
When she said that she picked up Sebastian, took him to those places, she picked up her niece, correct?
They
said that on what's her name, the sister-in-law and the niece. They took them to where they got the popcorn and the bowling alley. What did they do? Disappear from there?
No, I think they went to dinner with him. I think she was with them at dinner, but when they left, they went their own ways.
Oh, because this one maybe she had something to do with it as well, because I saw that video with her being so nice to him at that video. And also, what would be the chance that his lordship, Mr. Chris, didn't meet them after they left the place there?
I mean,
I don't believe he made it home. I really don't. I don't believe he made it home. I feel this young lad's been gone for a while.
Well, maybe that's what the FBI, they're saying that the feds and the police were all up in the house yesterday and some today. Maybe, because Seth hit up TBI and asked them to see if they had the clothes that he was wearing the night that he was at the restaurant, because that ain't say he went missing in. So he wants them to prove that they have the clothes. So maybe that's what the police went in there looking for too, is them clothes that he was wearing that night.
Well, let's hope so. What about Katie's clothes?
That'd be a good some set of clothes to take too. See if there's any blood or anything on her clothes.
Exactly. Like I think they should do some squabbing in that car as well.
I don't think it happened in the car. It most likely, I think, happened at the house because you're driving the car. It's a busy area. I doubt unless she's Adam Montgomery, I doubt she did it in the car.
That's why I don't think he came back in the car. I think he went in there with Mr. Chris.
Maybe it could be that, and I think
I don't like that guy. He just seems weird.
He rubs everybody the wrong way. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me, but nah, everybody, even when I tried to give him a benefit of the doubt, everybody's like, nah, this dude is a piece of shit. But I don't know the guy. It's hard to judge somebody not knowing.
I think they're both the one and the same, really.
Yeah, I think what we see is what he is. I don't think I think he's controlling. And
I have a stepson that's autistic, and I treat him just like I do my own children.
Yeah, that's how you should.
Like I love them all.
Yeah, I mean,
but like this man is disgusting. He's just disgusting.
Yeah, like I look at my girl, like her kid is part of her, and just like my kid is part of me. It's just how could you be mean to somebody? It's horrible. But people do allow, like I believe Katie allowed this to happen. Whatever's going on, the abuse. She sat there and watched it and didn't do nothing about it. Either she's abused and scared, but she was allowing her kid to be treated like crap.
I think she needs a.
I lost you. You went
going and making us smile every day.
I missed part of it. You cut out. So could you repeat that?
Thank you for making us smile every day. And I think I should get going because other people want to talk.
All right. You be good, my man.
You take care, bud.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. Like there's something going on in that house. And, I think it's good that Seth is reaching out and trying to get the clothes that he was wearing that night. Because we only know what he was wearing because that's what they told us. Dolly.
Hey, what's up, Dolly? This is DJ from Bronx, New York.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? I think it's time for these officers to bring the parents in. Enough is enough. They know what they did to this poor boy, and it's disgusting. Mr. Proudfoot, Turd, and Goofy Mom, they need to, enough is enough. Because as we speak, they're not the last. They won't be the first parents to do this disgusting things to children, especially they're not yours. If they have a living parent, let that parent handle the biological parent, not you. And plus the mother too, just because you can't be with someone or you don't want to be alone, you don't have to do this. Why for it? If they didn't want him, they should just let him go with his father.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then I think like the video, everything matches with these creeps. The bite marks, that doesn't look like a dog bit him at all.
No, not at all. Not even close.
Nah, because my family and I have chihuahuas as well. We get bit and it's not severe like that, okay?
Yeah, I got a chihuahua. I got one too, a chihuahua, Lolo, my chihuahua.
Yeah, I seen Lolo, in the videos when you're making the soaps and stuff like that. It's cool. But sure, not to keep you long because I know a lot of people want to talk to you, but I think it's time to put the pressure on them to bring them in. And plus, he went searching with the people in the lake.
Yeah, that Chris did. He went on a ride along.
Yeah, ride along. I think they feeling the pressure. I think they were trying to distract the people from the boats, not to go where. So I don't know where
they were trying to separate them.
Still alive.
I think they were trying to separate.
Exactly. And then the first interviews of Mr. Turd Chris, all the father was just he's trying to get back with the mom and stuff. Like, no, he's not. Why would you say that in the first place?
Yeah. So when they were interviewing him, I think they let Chris ride because they wanted to get him away from Katie so they could sit there and talk to Katie and talk to him separate. If they stay together, they're kind of, looking at each other like, what do I say? What do I say? But if you get,
I feel like this thing is to be like a Casey Anthony thing. Like the little girl was in her care the whole time, but you cannot prove that she did it. But we all knew that she did it. We all knew that she did.
But things are changing
this
these days about far as prosecuting people without bodies and things like that. It's starting to happen where they don't even need shit to put you in prison forever.
And that's the thing too, and that's the thing for me. But something has to give. This thing needs to stop. I think they need to put a law in that a wellness check for every child, even if the parents are good or not. It needs to be a welfare check on that child, no matter what.
What, like once a year?
Especially with
like
kids with special needs.
Yeah, you come in.
Yeah, especially
once a year. I don't see nothing.
Yeah, like it's once a year. It's not being in your business or anything like that, but these children need to be protected. Children with disabilities or not.
Yeah,
they need to be protected.
A lot of kids get hurt and it had never been reported to social services. They don't find out until it's too late. So I think that's a bad thing. I mean, it kind of messes with people's freedoms a little bit, but I don't.
Oh yeah, true that.
Once a year,
But once a year. But at the same time, you bring a child. I have two beautiful baby girls, and I would never ever let something happen to them. I told my two kids' mother, if you be with somebody, blah blah, if God forbid something happens to my children, I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
I'm going to prison. But we bring our children to the world. God gave us children to be our best friends and to guide us through life, to our lives. But at the same time, guide them so when we're not here in this world, they be okay. But not do these disgusting things like they're doing now. This needs to stop.
Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, my man.
Thank you. You too, man. God bless you.
All right, peace. I mean, I kind of like that concept of checking on kids, even kids that are in good homes. Every now and then just check up somebody. Hey, you got everything good? Because look, like I said, the house don't make the home. You could live in a castle and be a monster, right? Like these people, they live in a big $800,000 house and terrible things are going on behind those walls, right? Kids are going to come up better with love, no matter, where they live, as long as they're loved. You ain't got to have the best things, the nicest things. You can have nothing. But if you got love, I think it's more valuable than having all that shit they got. Okay. It's how people could turn their backs on their own kids or allow somebody to put their hands on your kid. Right. Oh, hell nah. Hell to the nah. Like what he said, the caller said, I'll go to prison. Right. And it's true. You get a free pass as a dude like that. People can't even be mad at you. What's Dolly in prison for? Somebody put his hands on his kid. Oh, okay. I got you. You know what I'm saying? They don't even get mad at you about it. Right. What'd you go to prison for? Dude, put my hands on my kid. Oh, okay. You can get a job and everything. They understand and be like, I got you. Because ain't nobody going to allow that shit. Okay. The judge understands. Why'd you do what you did? That man put his hands on my kid. The judge going to be like, all right, yeah, I get you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understands that. How do you expect a man to act? Okay. Not to flip out when you put your hands on their kid. And I mean, a woman too. Most women would flip out. I know as a dude, I'd flip out. Maybe they left the house because they did do something to him in it. And baby gifted one membership. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. Listen, if something happened in the house, this is my problem though. Us in true crime, we quick to say you guilty as shit. Quick. Okay. And we want to treat everything as a criminal investigation instantly. Well, the police didn't operate like that. They didn't. They treated this like a runaway. He has friends at the sheriff's office, allegedly, according to Nina. And we know that he called the sheriff's office. He didn't call 911, which is a little strange. Red flag, baby. Right? So he didn't call 911. He calls his buddies at the sheriff's office that he probably went to school with, played football with. They bowl together. Who fucking knows, right? But he knows somebody, Nina even said it, right? And it's odd because anybody else here, like me, something happens. I don't know the sheriff's office. How am I calling the sheriff? I'm going to Google it, right? I'm going to ask Alexa maybe. No, I'm hitting 911 quick as I can. Okay. Right. Yeah, I can give you a prime example of that. There was a situation that went down with an active shooter at a mall that my daughter worked at. Okay. And I freaked out. I panicked. I went into straight. My daughter calls me, says, I'm locked in a room. There's a shooter in the mall. Okay. I'm freaking out. You know, what do you do as a parent? I'm here. She's there. You know what I'm saying? I'm running through the house trying to get dressed. I'm jumping in, so I'm instantly on the phone, 911. Boom, boom, boom. Look, there's, going in it. And when as soon as I call 911, I tell them what's going on. They're like, we know we got another call, shooter in the mall, right? We have police, everybody's on the way. You need to stay on the phone with me, right? So this lady is calming me down. Thank God for that night. Look, sweetest lady in the world. I was panicking so bad. I was panicking, flipping out so bad, right? I mean, right after I got off the phone I called the police first, and then I called PJ. Okay. But the thing is when I flipped out, the first thing I did was call 911. Okay. And when I went into that panic mode, because that's what you would be if something was going on with your kid. I couldn't even put a sentence together. The lady was calming me down. She was unbelievable. Like 911 operator of the whole year. She's like, look, we're going to make sure your kid's okay. She's locked in a room, right? They're talking to me. They were like, we got police coming up the back. She was telling me what was happening. We're sending police up to the door of her work. You know what I'm saying? So when the police got there, I knew they had me just like tapped in with them, right? But this lady kept me so calm and shit, and everything ended up working out being okay. My daughter's fine. Nobody got killed or anything. And somebody pulled out a gun and started shooting in the mall. It was over I guess, a fight or something. It wasn't like just somebody went into the mall and started, it was over a beef or something. But at the time, you don't know. All I know is my daughter's in that damn store and there's people in the mall shooting. So I just went into full panic mode. And why didn't they do that? Why didn't they go into panic mode and dial 911? Because they wanted to call their friends. So when they got the call, one, they probably couldn't track where the call came from because it's not the 911 services. It's to the sheriff's department. And then if you got friends in the police department, they're going to believe you in the beginning. Okay. And then once your friends can't cover for you anymore, they're like, the higher ups are like, oh, nah, man, that don't make sense. I think they're at that point now. I mean, in the beginning, I think they just believed them. Right? If you look at it, see, everybody wants to judge a book by its cover and think, the crazy people are the ones that kill their kids, the crazy looking people. Nah, it's the people that look like normal. Like you wouldn't expect any type of stuff like that in that neighborhood. Look at this nice neighborhood we live in, honey. Shit's crazy. People are crazy everywhere. You never know who or what. You don't even know who you sleeping next to most of the time, right? That could be a serial killer. You know what I mean? Women been married to dudes and be like, I never knew he was a serial killer. All right, let me open the phone lines. But we are going on almost 6 weeks. No Sebastian Rogers. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It is going. Hey, I got a question for you.
I got an answer.
So I just
right.
wonder. Yeah, you're always right, and when you're not right, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm close.
So anyhow, so I was wondering. I was thinking about this 3-hour phone call, and I just wonder when he told her to go to bed. Now this is his theory. When he told her to go to bed, I wonder if he didn't sneak in that house and get him.
That who snuck?
Whether she knew it or not.
Chris snuck in the house and got him.
When he told her to go to bed at midnight, put the dogs away, and would go to bed at midnight. I just wonder if he didn't come in the house and take them away.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Like he knew.
And whether she knew it or not, I think she did know it. But if that's the case, that would make sense why they were on the phone until midnight. Yeah. And then he had plenty of time to go from there to back to Mississippi or wherever he's staying.
I wish we had a way to get phone records because I would die to see their phone records because I guarantee there ain't one other phone call between them at 3 hours.
You and me both.
I would just love it. I know it ain't. I don't even have to see it, but I just know that shit didn't happen. They ain't talked for 3 hours before this.
Right. And I wondered, they never mentioned if his coat was still at the house. You know, it's February, so it's cold. Did he if he quote unquote ran away, did he take his coat with him? I mean, we know he was naked, but speaking of naked foot, I got to tell you this too. When you get rich, you owe me royalty.
What?
For that statement? Because naked foot.
Naked foot?
When you have been saying it ever since I said that on your show.
Stole it.
You've been saying it all the time.
I stole it. What do I owe you?
I know. I want royalties when you get rich.
I ain't getting rich. I'm getting broke.
You are too. You're moving up. You're going on 52,000 right now. You're going to be rich.
Slabs are going up. My pocket going down.
Well, I'll let you owe it to me. I'm okay with that.
Have you ever seen a YouTube check? I need a job. You hiring?
I can hire you. Yes, I have a sister that owns a jail, a haunted jail at that.
A haunted jail. Can I be the tour guide?
Yeah, in Trenton. Yeah, in Trenton, Florida. It's called the Oakville County Jail.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Yeah. So anyhow, you look it up. It's pretty interesting. But I wonder about that coat though. I wonder about the coat.
Yeah, I wonder about the clothes too, and maybe we'll learn something from Seth. But the police have been kind of not telling Seth anything because he's been telling it. They watch YouTube too. They're like, "Man, we told you," and you went and told YouTube instantly.
Right. I know, but I mean, I think it just started really whenever he got like quite upset and he started spilling the beans on a lot of truth.
You know why they're not telling him nothing now? Because they're treating it 100% like a criminal investigation now. That's why they ain't telling him nothing. In the beginning,
have they said that for sure?
Huh?
Have they said that for sure?
Said what?
That it's being treated as a criminal case now. I mean, I heard that, but I don't know if that.
Yeah, they said they said that a while back that it was a criminal investigation. Because there's no signs. They said there's no signs of him running away. They said, he could have ran away, but there's no signs of that.
Right.
So there's nothing that points towards this as a runaway child because, there's other houses in the neighborhood that has cameras, but them cameras, catch them. No, nobody's seen them. There's no witnesses to anything. So they said there's no proof that this child ran away.
Right. I mean, I understand that. I just never have heard that it was a criminal case now. That's new for me. I heard that this morning from you.
Yeah, it's been a criminal case for a while.
Okay.
But now I think they're focusing on the parents though. It's been a criminal case since, a little bit after he went missing, they realized that it was more to it.
Yeah. And I think if the FBI went into their house yesterday and today, I believe they got somebody sitting by that camper. Oh, they're not going to want because they're listening to YouTubers, and they're not going to want them to get away.
Yeah, they're watching the Proud Feet harder than JLR is. You can believe that.
Oh yeah, I know JR. I know he is.
Yeah.
He's got somebody else in.
Yeah, I just see.
He's got a next door neighbor or some kind of neighbor with eyes on the house too. So
I seen him post a picture today of him outside their trailer, their campground thing, and I was like, man, JLR be getting around, boy. He don't play. All right, you be good.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You too.
All right, peace. So, right now they're living their best life, but I think that's going to come to a raging halt here soon. Hold on, let me answer this. Where's that ring at? Okay, guys, hold on. For some reason, I can't answer the phone. All right, let me do this. I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't let me ring the phone. Let me reopen the phone lines. Give me 1 second. It wouldn't give me the option to answer. It was just ringing. Okay, now the phone lines are back open. Let me unblock it. That was weird. I had it shut. It was still ringing, but wouldn't let me answer the phone. Dolly.
What's up, Dolly?
Hey, what's going on? You got to turn me down in the background.
Give me 1 second. My bad. No, this is Will from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Murfreesboro.
Hanging. Murfreesboro, yes, sir.
I've been there a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've been here all my life.
Have you, Murfreesboro? I got a buddy lives down there, Zach.
Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. I know a couple of Zachs down here.
You ever been to Zach's coffee
was,
house? There's a little coffee house down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's who you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know Zach. Okay. I got you. John's daddy.
Yeah, John's his daddy. John's my buddy.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Small world, man.
Yeah. I spent a little time in Murfreesboro.
Okay.
I ran one of y'all's police officers on foot down there too. They slow as shit.
Yeah, they are. You got that right. It's a good thing it ain't that force that's looking for Sebastian. But anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not thinking outside the box like everybody else. I don't think Sebastian has left that neighborhood really.
Uh-huh.
I think that it's more in that construction site than what they're actually telling us. I really think.
Like, I went over that whole construction site. There ain't a lot of drainage. There is a big thing of wood that they got all piled up over there, but I didn't see nothing he could really fall in.
Well, do you reckon since Chris works in construction that, maybe he knows what's been done at a certain, maybe a little site over there that maybe he could dispose of something and it get built on top of it and never get discovered?
Yeah, I do. I think, he may be working on one job, but he may know what's going on other jobs.
Right.
And,
exactly.
Yeah. Or he owns a damn shovel,
Yeah, you're right.
It don't take much.
That's right.
It don't take much to pull up in the woods and dig a damn hole.
It does not.
And it's hard to find people like that. Super, super hard. The question
is, and I think,
can the police prove that he was in Memphis that whole night? Is my question.
Not and see if they are able to prove or disprove that's something they're holding close to their vest. They're really not going to show that yet.
Yeah.
But like it's turned into a criminal investigation. I believe they've got enough to get him, but a DA is probably pushing for more evidence to be a open closed case, just where they don't have anything that the defense attorneys can actually work their way out with a loophole.
Yeah. Right now
it's about
it's
about gathering the evidence.
Evidence. That's why they're in that house. That's why they're going in and out of the house and they're watching everything, listening to everything.
Right.
I'm surprised that these people, haven't lawyered up yet.
I am too.
And they may just have, when them Facebooks came down, that may be something from their lawyer saying, hey, look, no more social media, take the Facebooks down, no more interviews, you shut up.
Right. And Katie went as far as taking the missing flyers off of her Facebook, making them private.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a reason.
Yeah. So
there's a reason they just went dark.
Right. Yeah.
Because
I think with the stuff that they have said, and they've caught Chris in so many lies, and that when you tell a lie, you got to know the first lie you told to begin with in order to keep it covered.
Yeah.
When you tell so many lies, you will forget that first lie and you'll slip up. And I think that's why they really tell them, like, look, shut up, because you're making this worse on yourself.
I ain't his lawyer, but if I was, the first thing I'd tell him, delete all social media, don't talk to nobody, don't say nothing. That's what I'd tell him.
Exactly.
And
that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Like JOR and some of these other YouTube channels, when they started shutting down, they were like, all right, there's the guilty right there. They're not talking. But what they're failing to think about is, look, it's best to keep your mouth shut until, more has come out. That way you don't bury yourself.
Yeah.
You make yourself look guilty.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at it a couple different ways, definitely you can look at it a couple different ways. Like if I was innocent, of course I would want a lawyer,
right.
I'd be like, hey man, I didn't do these things these people are accusing me of. Like I might end up in some trouble. I'd get scared and get a lawyer. And and like I said, it don't take a smart lawyer to know the more talking you do, the more you can talk yourself into trouble.
Yep.
So
you might not have done nothing, but one comment you make could be telling to somebody else, and they'll swear up and down you did do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So hey,
Dolly ain't gonna hold your phone lines up, huh?
I might bump into you next time I'm in Murfreesboro.
I'll be looking forward to that.
All right,
I sent you a friend request on Facebook. Just hit me up.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Yeah, good old Murfreesboro. You might be thinking, Dolly, why did you outrun the police in Murfreesboro? Okay, on foot. I was at this concert, and it led out into this alleyway, right? So I walked outside to smoke, and I couldn't see around the corner because it's this brick wall. So as I'm walking, I'm lighting my stuff, and I'm smoking, and Carolina, they got some weird laws. Okay, I ain't going into what but when I break the corner and I exhale, there's this police officer right in my face. I mean, I walk right dead ass into him, right in this alley, the middle of the night, right? Boom, I break the corner, bam, walk right into him. And he had somebody hemmed up. Like he had some young dude out there, I guess somebody else that went to the concert. And he was talking to him. But when I walked into him like that and I was smoking, he's like, hey, come here. And he went to grab me. And just instinct, I bolted and ran into the club, ran through the club. And he was on me for a little bit. And then he got caught up in like a mosh pit. And then I got away, ran through the front, circled the building, jumped in the RV, right? Because we had a tour bus like RV thing that we traveled in. And I just lost him in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he should have been quicker. He should have been quicker. So that's what happened. Okay. And that was a long ass time ago. But yeah, anyway, the Murfreesboro police, y'all slow. All right. Pick a game up. Channel 5 News stated that they did not state it's a criminal investigation, even though there's a clip on TikTok out there floating around. Sources, the last 30 plus minutes of T-Rev's live from this morning. Definitely a criminal investigation. It's been a criminal investigation. It just turned into one. Dolly,
this is Hope Sims. I am from Michigan.
Hey, Hope.
I did not think I was going to get a hold of you today. I called last week, and everybody thinks I'm always crazy, but my dreams come true.
Okay.
Now I got another dream that I had. Not last night, but the night before.
Hey, Hope, calm down a little bit. Relax.
Yeah, I have really bad anxiety disorders. I'm sorry.
You're a little loud. Just calm down. You're good. You got this. You got this. All right. Yeah. Tell us about your dream.
Okay, so anyways, I was in my kitchen, and I don't even know what I was doing, but there was 3 or 4 cops in here. And they were like, and I asked them, I said, what are you here for? And they're like, well, we're going to take your dishwasher for evidence. Why? I mean, hypothetically, just a hypothetical question, would people wash their clothes in a dishwasher in case, you know what I'm saying? In case somebody were to come in the house and pull the washer out?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. What you had a dream?
Act like you pick.
I mean, I don't know if the dream would. I don't know if the dream means anything.
Hold a second.
So,
PJ sent me a video on his life. Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if the dream means anything. But like I said, my dreams always come true. Every time somebody in my family gets pregnant, I have pregnant dreams about 3 to 4 weeks before everybody finds out. Okay. And it's like, oh my God, I had a pregnancy dream, So I don't know. My grandma had she had the same stuff that would happen to her. I don't know.
You're dreaming about the dishwasher is what you're telling me.
Yes. Something with the dishwasher.
Okay,
I don't know.
And you think that's related to Sebastian Rogers from your dream?
Maybe so. Maybe clothing. Maybe washing something that was wore instead of putting it in the regular washer. I don't know. I don't know how detectives check stuff when they see if there's blood on clothing or, you know, stuff like that.
I mean, I'm just curious why somebody would wash it in the dishwasher when they live in an $800,000 house that probably has a stand-up washer and dryer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't know. It was just a really weird dream, and you know, I just thought, hypothetically, would somebody put something in a dishwasher to alleviate any kind of body remnants in a washer?
Maybe. Was there any gophers in your dream?
Any what?
Gophers.
Gophers?
Or woodchucks? Any gophers or woodchucks in that dream?
No.
Okay.
No, but anyways, it was just just a really weird dream. I thought I would, I posted it in a group, and I just thought I would bring it somebody's attention. Now, I don't know if this is because I'm on YouTube 247
Oh
watching
no,
this.
somebody's right here. Susan's right. People do wash their hats in the dishwasher.
Do they really?
Yeah, because it don't crush your hat. Because I'm real funny about my rim of my hat or my hat being crushed. So yeah, some people do wash them in the dishwasher. I've seen that.
Well, thank you for telling me that, because my boyfriend's got about 1,000 hats that need washed.
We'll put them in the dishwasher. That way they don't get crushed up in the washing machine.
There you go. But no, that's all I wanted to bring. And my dog's starting to bark. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, you be good. Peace.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there you go. Psychic dream right there. Baby in the damn dishwasher. Or something was washing the dishwasher. I don't know if the FBI is in there washing dishes or not, or taking the damn dishwasher. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, my name is Shar from Naples, Florida.
Did you say Shar?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. Awesome. Real quick. Nobody's brought this up, and I just wanted to say that Katie's first interview, she never mentioned a thud. But after she started getting interviewed, she started mentioning that she heard a thud.
Yep. And then she added that he replied back. In the beginning, she didn't say he replied back.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I just want to say that in her first interview, she never mentioned a thud, and I think the thud's a cover-up, just like the shoes, real quick. And that's just my opinion. And I also want to let you know that I got a 34-year-old son, and I offered to pay his first and last month's rent if he would just move. And that was a year ago.
He still ain't moved.
And he's still here.
You got to stop feeding him.
Hey, that's it. You got a good point.
I'm telling you, you feed him, he ain't never going to leave.
I know. And he eats well, too.
Starve him out. He'll go.
I just wanted to bring that up, that, Katie didn't mention a thud in her first interview, but after, 2-3 interviews, she mentioned the heard a thud. Yeah. And I think that's a cover-up to cover up. Just throw everything off. That's my opinion. Everybody has their theories. I hope he's found.
All right. You be good. Stay safe. All right. Peace. I do too. I hope he's found. But look, like I said, if you're watching earmuffs, I think this is more of a recovery mission now. Something bad has happened to this child. He just didn't vanish out there for 6 weeks on his own. And I think all of us think that. It's just a matter of who did what and where he's at. And I think we know at least Katie has some knowledge in what is going on and is withholding that. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if we hear that they've lawyered up. Okay, because we know the police have been in the house. We know they're investigating them. We know that they went private, okay? And they wasn't private before. They were answering questions. Now they done shut up, privated it up. I think that's because they thinking, hey, the police want to get in the house. Why are they in the house? We better get lawyers. And I think they've reached out, and then the first thing the lawyer has told them is shut the hell up, take your social media down, don't say nothing, don't do nothing, don't talk to nobody, don't take no tests, don't say shit. And I think this is the point that we're at. Now, I seen this coming, right? I seen it coming. That's why I thought in the beginning they should have charged them maybe with something small to try to get them talking. But then I was thinking, okay, if they do that, all they're going to do is lawyer up quicker, right? At least the police were able to get these inconsistent statements from them on the internet. right? Because now we know they lie, right? Everybody can, there's 4,000 people in the room. We've all heard him lie. We heard him lie about when he beat Sebastian. And I truly believe the way he beat Sebastian is a lie. Oh, I hit him one time on his buttocks with the belt above his clothes because he had to have a punishment. Why did he have to have a punishment? Everything in this world don't come with a punishment. Sometimes you do things wrong and you tell the person, hey, do better. Don't do that again. And that's fine. Everything you don't got to get punched in the face for. Okay. And like everything that he does wrong, should he be punished? I think we owe him a couple licks with a belt because he sat up there and lied. Okay. So you sit there and said you could beat Sebastian for lying. That means we can beat you for lying, right? Is that what that means? Because you were beating on a kid that wasn't yours. You don't belong to us, but you lied. There has to be some punishment for your lie. And I think you need a couple slaps with that fucking belt, right? If we're using his theory on how discipline should work, okay? You sitting up here lying to Nancy. You sitting up here lying to these people. We should all get to line the hell up and hit you with a belt. That's what you did to this child that didn't belong to you. You punished him, right? Now the internet is punishing you. It's a verbal ass whipping is what it is. And do you deserve that? Yes, you lied. You got up on Nancy and lied. Aunt Nancy, everybody in the country's aunt, the goat of damn true crime, and you get up there and you lie to the goat. Nah. Oh, hell no. That don't happen. That don't happen. There's consequences and repercussions for your actions, okay? Consequences and repercussions.
Well,
Dolly.
that's what you get. Hello?
Hello. You got to turn me down in the background.
You're down. I'm Stacy from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Stacy.
Hi. I agree with the caller a couple callers ago that I believe the stepdad did come in and do it while the mother was sleeping.
Oh, so he snuck in. It's like, oh, I'm going to get him while she ain't looking. And that's why he wanted her to go to bed?
Yep.
You think he was?
I do.
So he left his phone there. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm confused. What did he get there and then sneak in? I'm trying to find a way that this mother don't know. I just don't see a way that she could not know.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's what my opinion is.
Yeah. Anything's possible at this point. And we're going to find out because time will tell. That is for sure.
That's right.
And do you think she's abused by him? Do you think she's scared of him? A lot of women have been.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
I don't really see it though. I don't, but that's why you're a woman. You would know. I don't really know, but I just don't see it. Like she don't really look battered and she looks like she cares, like caring for him, but that could be out of fear. I don't know.
Right. I think if they got her away from him, I think she would start talking.
Yeah. And I think that's why in the beginning they did that ride along to get him away from her so she could talk, cause she was there with him. And everybody's like, oh, the police must like this dude to give him a ride along. They probably didn't want him in the house, both of them together. They were probably trying to get them apart so they could ask them individual questions. So they could compare.
Right. He could have got a ride there. I mean, his parents are sus as well.
Yeah. Because, the mother of the Brown Sox or whatever the hell her fucking name is she was there before Seth was.
Right. I guess she was seen at the gas station while Katie was driving around looking for Sebastian by the school.
Don't that seem, thank you, Angie B. Don't that seem weird? A little strange, a little sus right there?
It does.
I know it does to me too. Like they got this odd relationship that family does.
Yep.
And Katie's family lives here near me. I know her dad does anyway. The mom, I'm having a little bit more time trying to track down, but the father we found. So.
Yeah, that's my opinion now.
Okay, well, you be good. Take it easy.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, what is it? The Bauer Sox is the family. And PJ, I don't know what this clip is. You said as a kid saving somebody's life, right? Am I supposed to play this clip? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Clip explains all the audience is asking about criminal investigations and how or why there is one. Okay. Oh, let me see what this video is.
Did you hear what he just said? We now know this is a criminal investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who are they investigating?
The circumstances.
That's not a criminal investigation.
They did say that it had turned to a criminal investigation. It went from a search or recovery or whatever.
That means a crime's occurred. They have probable cause to believe that a crime has occurred.
Then they come back with, but we don't have any evidence of foul play, and we don't have any evidence, that there wasn't foul play.
But they have evidence that a crime has occurred because it's a criminal investigation.
I'll play it again.
Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County. Today, the search continues. The case, though, we know is now a criminal investigation.
See, now a criminal investigation. I mean, it's clear they're saying it's a criminal investigation. It was a criminal investigation. They just can't prove right now. They're saying that they can't prove this kid ran away. Okay. There's no proof that Sebastian Rogers ran away. This is a criminal investigation. There's no proof. There's no dog scent. There's no dog trail. Whatever the dog hit on wasn't Sebastian is what the police are saying. Okay. That's why this is a criminal investigation, because there's no signs that this kid has ran away. That is what's elevated this investigation. Now, if there was a sign that he ran away, of course, there wouldn't be no criminal investigation because he would be out there and it would be an accident. But with them not being able to show a reason or any proof that this kid has ran away, this is a criminal investigation. It's been that, and it's ramping up, and that's why they went private, and that's why I guarantee by tomorrow we'll be talking about their lawyer. Okay? Dolly Psychic. And no beavers, no prairie dogs, no woodchucks were harmed in my psychic abilities. Okay? None.
Counter to what people believe in their gut, and it's counter to what I've seen from.
All right, let me open this phone line back up. I played the wrong damn video, but definitely a criminal investigation. And that was the lab and Chris McDonough discussing that. Let me play the rest of that audio.
Couldn't be any clearer about that.
So somebody behind the scenes talking to the media, i.e. somebody on the investigations team, is saying, look, this thing has turned into a crime. Is that what they just told the...
It is a crime. It's been a crime. I've been told y'all that. We've been done. Dolly.
Somebody on the investigations team.
Dolly.
Yes. You got to turn me down in the background.
I got you down.
All right.
I didn't actually know you was going to answer because you said you was going to listen to that again. And I thought, well, I've called the wrong time.
Oh,
this is Theta again from Tennessee.
Oh, so what's going on?
Hey, man, I love your show, obviously. I wait morning and night. I got to go watch Dolly.
There you go.
I got to go watch Dolly, and Dolly got to eat. And
Dolly
I told my cousin in
Dolly
Georgia about you. I'm from South Georgia, too, dude.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm from Valdosta.
Okay. I was born in Columbus,
you know where
Georgia.
that is. I saw one of your older shows the other day, and you mentioned that. And I was like, my goodness, that's just right down the road. No wonder I like him. He's from Georgia.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia originally.
Well, I was, of course, I'm thinking again about this whole situation, and you've got this saying about don't drink the water.
Yeah.
I got a little truth about that. My daughter married a guy about 7 years ago. He lived in Hendersonville, went to school over there. His family lived over there. Matter of fact, they lived in a few neighborhoods over, nice neighborhood like that. And we had that flood in 2010 here, and their house got flooded, and the basement got flooded, and his parents did not hire someone to go down there and clean it out because all that nasty water, man, it was gross. I mean, it got high. So they were down there cleaning out their own basement, and within 5 years of that, within a year, the dad got some kind of rare cancer in his arm. It ended up being bone cancer. He died within 5 years, and my son-in-law at the time was 19 when this happened. The mother had also been sick during all of this. And parasites. like going to Mexico and don't drink the water.
Yeah.
And they said those parasites can get in there and cause some rare cancers. And literally, like they were totally healthy till they decided to go clean out their basement.
Wow.
With all that water. So yeah, you don't drink I don't get in any of these rivers. I don't get in any of these lakes. I don't get nothing.
Yeah, I know there's a bacteria you can get in the creeks that go into your brain and eat your brain.
Yes, they sure will. They sure will. It's crazy. So yeah, you don't drink the water, you don't get in it. But I just wanted to tell you that little tidbit from a personal experience that it's very highly dangerous around here to get in any of these waters. They're very, very polluted.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey, well, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling in.
You're welcome, dude. Have a great one.
All right. You too. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Like, I think the same thing about the water here. There was a young boy that got some parasite swimming and it got into his nose and killed him. Right. Like, you think going swimming, you'd be safe. But nah, some of these waters, like she said, have, got different parasites and different things in it. Stuff is getting real now, says Joshua. Thank you so much for your super sticker. It's definitely getting real. Okay. And you see that when they went dark, that is a sign. Okay. There's a sign. It is a sign. I don't know who it's a sign from, but when you take down the Facebook, stuff is getting real. It's getting real, right? So, you start hearing rumors of the police doing reenactments of how maybe this boy could, something could have happened or how he could have escaped, that the police have been in there, what's going on in that house. I mean, all it takes is to find one drop of blood. But here's the thing, I think about this too. Like in my house, if he was to come in here and look for my blood, I've stepped on stuff, thumbtacks, glass. I've cut myself a few times in this house on different things. Somehow shit finds its way onto the floor. You would find my blood in here. I don't know if you'd find anybody else's blood, but you would definitely find maybe some of my blood if you had like, not nothing recent. I can't think any time I've cut myself, but I'm sure over the years I've bled somewhere in this house from different working on cars and bust a knuckle, run in, wash it off in the sink, that type of stuff. I'm sure you could probably find some of my blood. Other people's blood shouldn't be here though, So you go into searching somebody's house, they live there, you might find some of their blood. Does that mean they murdered him? Because then you get into that, well, there's blood there. Well, he lived there. He could have cut himself. There got to be something. Maybe seized their computers. Did they search anything? How to get, because a lot of times people are dumb and they'll ask Alexa. They'll just straight up ask Alexa, how do you do this? Where should I, or they'll search it or they'll start watching things similar to it, Like maybe you pull up their history and they're watching movies about disappearing kids. Okay, it won't let me answer again. That is weird. All right, guys, hold on. I don't even know why it's ringing. We gotta have another window somewhere. Guys, I can't answer right this second. Give me 1 second. I have no clue where it's even ringing from. Hold on a second. I did that so the ringing would stop for you. I gotta find where my phone line is, and I don't want to listen to all that ringing, so I'll turn it off for a second. I gotta have a window open somewhere. All right. All right, where is all this ringing coming from? Let me shut that. I don't even have the phone lines open, but it won't stop ringing. There it goes. Whatever I did right there. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Good Lord. Somebody was blowing the phone lines up. Shame on you guys. I told you I was having problems with the phone lines. I was like, hold on. And then somebody just kept calling. There's like 50 calls coming through at once. I'm trying to fix everything. I'm trying to figure out where the ringing is coming from. And it's just ringing everywhere. Ring, 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 ring. So hopefully that shut that ringing off for you guys. That's what I was trying to do. I had a page open that had the phone line that was looping through it. So I couldn't get to it. So when it was ringing, it didn't say it was ringing. But of course, you could hear it's the woodchucks. The damn woodchucks, right? They out to sabotage everything. They probably chewing on my internet cords out there. So now let me open the phone lines back up. Everything should work perfectly fine. I got everything shut. That was almost a nightmare. Okay, now phone lines are back open, and it rang instantly with an unknown caller. Dolly. Yes. Hey, what's going on in Missouri? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hold on. People can't hear you. Hold on. I got to reshare the screen because I shut it down. Give me 1 second. Okay. People should be able to hear you now.
Okay, I'll try not to run over my time. Thank you, sir, for answering. But I'm thinking there could be a motive. I'm thinking Chris may have gave her an ultimatum that he didn't her with Chris anymore, and she needed his money to live the way she wanted to live. So I think that could be a motive. And I'm thinking the reason that there was a scent to the pond is I think him and her have been planning something for a little bit. And I think if they would check the video at that motel near the Roadhouse restaurant, I got a feeling he may have checked in, was there that whole night, and they might have even been talking in the same room together.
Yeah.
But there's something going on, because if that dog smelled something, they could have walked him out there in the middle of the night barefoot, and Chris could have pulled back there by that construction site, and then he could have gotten in the truck with him willingly or unwillingly. But another thing is, I've been wondering about this trash dumpster from the construction site. I was curious where it goes, because they could have put that poor baby in a trash bag and did something to hurt him and put him in that dumpster. If that was a garbage truck out there, they may have been the ones with the flashlight.
Yeah.
You know, holding him up, walking him out of his sleep or whatever. But I'm thinking, I hope not. But it's strange that the dog picked up on a scent out there. And I think he may have took the trash out. He may have been there. And I don't think Chris was at his job site.
Wait,
If he was.
okay. People are saying they can't hear you. Y'all can't hear the caller? Hold on, let me ask the chat room. Can y'all hear the caller? Give me a thumbs up. If you can hear the caller on the phone, give me a thumbs up. Can't hear. People are saying they can't hear. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me reshare it. Okay, I'm positive I shared it your audio this time. Okay.
Okay.
Now they should be able to hear you.
Can they hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Thumbs up. Okay. Yes, I'm calling from Missouri, and I was saying I believe there was a motive. I believe.
I know they heard all that. They heard all that. They could hear you the whole time.
Okay.
Continue what you were going.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering about the dumpster by the construction site. When I first seen about the flashlights out there, I thought, well, maybe there was a construction worker hid out, out to harm a child or whatever. But then it didn't make sense after that. But then they said, well, the scent stopped around the construction dumpster. So maybe Chris was in that area, but he parked back there thinking nobody would see him. And maybe Katie was the one, and her and Sebastian might have walked out there because he was barefoot.
Yeah.
And that's why the dog had a scent. But I think the motive was, I think Chris was going to leave her. And he probably said, you know what, I got an RV, I could travel and work, but I think she needed his money. And I think she loved him more than she did her son. But sometimes I wonder if he didn't get put in that dumpster by the construction site. And then the garbage truck came by. Nobody knew it, but the scent was out there because he was walking out there, I think. But I don't know. I got so many questions like everyone else. But I still think that there was a motive behind that. And I believe that Chris was going to leave her when all this started coming to the surface and stuff. And I think she's like, well, you know, I love you. And if it's going to be a problem with her son or my son, then he's got to go. And maybe she really don't know the effect of what happened to him. But I think she knows something. She knows something. But I think it's probably like in the military, the less you know, the less you got to worry about being put out there.
Yeah.
So I noticed when she talks on the interview, she don't even look at the camera. It's like she's got this guilty shame in her face. But that dog is smart enough to have picked up something. And I just think maybe she walked him out and Chris met around back there.
It's possible, you know, because there is a breezeway that goes from their house all the way to the next road.
And I can't even sleep at night. I'm so worried about this sweet little young man. But and then him having dark clothes, so I'm like, well, they don't want no light, no nothing to show. And then they're like, well, I'm sure they've done checks and seen people didn't have security, or it was dark and it wouldn't show.
Okay, well, look, we're running out. We're running out of time.
Right.
You be good.
Thanks,
you stay
sir.
safe.
You too, hon. Bye-bye.
All right, peace.
Peace.
I'm going to jump into this video for 1 second so I can just grab me a drink, and I'll be right back with you to take your calls, okay?
Other parents in the past, you know, in all the stories, and unfortunately you've seen this before where a child goes missing and you wonder how everyone reacts and acts in the aftermath. If the child is still missing and hasn't been found, why would you ever stop looking? How could you ever stop looking? Where are you looking? And that's not happening here. And that's troubling for a lot of folks. But at the end of the day, there's a child still missing, and the child needs to be found. The child could be in danger. No one knows. If you're the ones in the home, that he disappeared from, you know more than anyone about what could have happened here. And we're not necessarily seeing that. Go ahead.
If it's okay. One thing that I've realized about the Petito Schmidt family, regardless of their differences, they became a united front. They came together for the common goal of trying to find Gabby Petito and get justice for Gabby. We're not seeing this here. And what breaks my heart is that it should be a unified front. They all should be banding together, putting aside their differences and looking at the common goal, getting Sebastian home.
Absolutely. Pascal's going to stay with us. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at Sebastian and bring in an expert, talk about some of the issues that we've uncovered that Sebastian was suffering from, how all of that could impact what happened to this 15-year-old. Plus, coming up next hour.
In Oakland County, Michigan, the parents of the Oxford school shooter are sentenced for the deaths of the 4 victims shot by their son. Emotions running high in the courtroom as the victims' families spoke.
The lack of compassion that you've shown is outright disgusting. Not only did your son kill my daughter, but you both did as well.
We are underway in the trial of Doomsday Prophet Chad Daybell.
Prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty against him.
Investigator.
The Doomsday Killers, Chad Doorbell. All right. The Valos.
Have recovered human remains at Chad Daybell's residence.
There's no way, Morgan. I can never come up with this.
His wife, Laura.
Some of the information.
All right, so let's get the phone lines back open. I got a little bit longer. I can hang out with you guys, discuss this case. So it looks like it's heating up. You know, when you go dark on the web, that's a sign. That's a sign. Everything's a sign.
Like heating up. You know, when
hello.
you go dark on the web, that's a sign.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you gotta turn me
Hi,
down in the
darling.
background. You gotta turn me down in the background. Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops, sorry. Hey, my name is Tammy. I'm calling from Ohio. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Tammy. How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good. I've been trying to follow this case a little bit, and as an older adult woman, grandmother, weighs on your heart. So, but one thing I did notice, I don't know if anybody else is really paying this close of attention, but in the hand interview where it showed nothing but the hands, Chris did not have a wedding ring on. He did.
I didn't notice.
But he does not have his wedding ring on. His left hand is on top. No wedding ring.
How's he going to flirt with the women at the restaurants, like people allege, if he has a wedding ring on?
Okay, well, see, that was just the first thing I noticed. Also, during that interview, she had her thumb on his arm, and she was rubbing her thumb on his arm like she was caressing him.
I noticed
comforting him.
I noticed that.
Now, if that was a child missing, someone else would have to be comforting me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be comforting the person that wasn't there. This is not their actual son. This is my son.
Yeah.
I would need the comfort. I mean, that's just what I picked up out of that interview.
Yeah.
Then,
I noticed a little bit of that too.
okay, then I noticed that in another interview, when they were at the table with the little crane and all that stuff, again, Chris has no wedding ring on, but she does. So it's more than one interview I'm picking this up.
Okay.
So was there a strain in the marriage when he left? He wasn't wearing his wedding ring, come home, didn't even think about it. It was already off. I mean, that was just what I picked up. Okay, then the next thing. Whenever they're saying the child left without shoes, if there was a dog tracking, I've worked in search and rescue. I worked as an EMT, a paramedic. I've worked with search and rescue. Skin cells from a barefoot is going to leave more evidence to track a person.
Absolutely.
No matter the age. No matter the age. And in my opinion, dead people don't need their shoes.
No.
That's why the shoes were left. I mean, that's just my opinion only. But if that child was outside barefooted, he would have left skin cells, and it would have been easier to track that child. Okay.
I agree. And it should have been a fresh track because it shouldn't have been older than, 4 or 5 hours old at the most?
Exactly, because I've been on search and rescue. And when their skin got even hit up against the tree, if they leaned, those dogs hit that tree because the skin cell hit the tree.
Yeah.
So, and you look at escaped convicts, they're leaving not only a trail, but skin trail. I mean, no matter what you do, you're leaving skin. You're leaving hair. You're leaving proof. So that really bothered me because of my knowledge in this. Okay. And then I really feel the police know more than what they're saying.
Of course.
And I think that if you see yellow, it's caution, slow down, take a bigger look, waiting for more people to come in, more organizations like the F.B.I., the Secret Service. Let's all take a bigger look. Let's take a broader look. And then they even went back to the same search area with all the teams.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be upset that it's going to take a while. We're not hearing anything from law enforcement. I think they're giving them rope, letting them hang themselves. Anybody that would be involved, you know, but they know what's going on. I really feel that in my heart. And I really think, like you know, the wheels are going to start spinning and we're going to see some really interesting stuff in the near future.
I think so too. Hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, you be good. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm right. Listen, they've went in dark. You know that at this point, we know that what we're hearing, if the rumors are true, because you know nothing here is to be taken as fact, guys. This we talk rumors, news, gossip. Do your own research, and all callers' opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not of those of Dolly Vision. We say that for legal reasons. Okay, so nothing here is to be taken as a fact, but we do know that there is an investigation going on for this little boy. In my mind, I'm thinking these parents are the number one suspects. They got to know that. They watch Dolly Vision. And I'm thinking they have lawyered up. That's what I'm thinking. Soon as them Facebook pages went blank, I was like, they got a lawyer. Because I know the first thing a lawyer is going to tell you. And look, I didn't even go to law school. And if you was in a situation like this, I would tell you, hey man, don't say nothing. Get a lawyer, right? You don't say anything because you could be accused of things that maybe you didn't do, right? Or you can get out here and they can prove that you're a liar. And that's what we've already done. Okay. So what they should have done was probably lawyered up before they started jumping on YouTube and talking. And so now you can sit here and see their inconsistencies in their statements. And you can go, okay, you come to the conclusion, like most of the internet, that these people are full of crap. And that's what a lawyer can save you from. Okay. Because a lawyer would have said, don't never do that. No, 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 no. So, and we know these people ain't broke. They can easily afford a lawyer. But listen, a lot of people are like, even some locals told me, they would say, oh, well, just because they got that big, nice $800,000 house and they got the truck and they got the RV, don't mean that they are wealthy. It means they could owe a lot of bills, is what the locals said. They said they got the house, a low down payment, financing it for the next 60 years. But they could owe the bank. They could owe all this money out. And here's the problem. We know Katie ain't working anymore because she's with with Chris. It's been alleged that Chris ain't been working. Okay. He lied on Nancy. One, he said he was there for work. And then he said he didn't know if he had a job anymore. Anybody remember that lie he told? Which one is it? Are you there for work or you don't know if you got a job anymore? So we know they lie. I mean, that's blatant. So if a lawyer, let's just say the police started coming and searching your house for your kid, at that point I would lawyer up. I'd be like, hey man, they think it's me. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's this? Where you calling from?
This is Janine from Maryland.
Hey, Janine.
I'm trying to be your norm.
Awesome.
Okay. So I spent way more time than I should have this morning. Look, that trash truck was really bothering me. Well, turns out Seth is right. I found out who takes their trash. The county doesn't. They don't use city services, so they have their own.
Yeah.
And for that address, they start that area. They start at 3 a.m.
Do they start at 3 a.m.?
Yeah. Yeah. There's no noise ordinance for the county. There is for the city, but not for the county.
Oh, so they can be out there in the middle of nowhere any time of the night, but they can't be in the city doing that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And the woman I talked to, it's like B trash pickup or whatever. she was really nice. She said they start at 3 a.m. and that address they pick up Monday morning. So
yeah,
unfortunately, I think Seth was right, and I'm gonna guess she wasn't lying about Sebastian taking the trash out. I mean, she could have, obviously, but I'm guessing he did. And so now, I mean, if you narrow it down, somewhere between, what she said, 6 o'clock or something, he took the trash out.
Yeah. What's up, Church? I didn't see him in the room.
So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that, because I spent like 3 hours. I called Waste Management. I called every trash place in that services that entire city, and I finally found the right one.
Okay. Well, I was kind of strange about that too. I was like, why is the trash showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning? And Seth said that the TBI showed him the whole video and that it was definitely a trash truck, because people are still saying that it was 2 flashlights, and
it does look like that though.
It does.
I mean, it looks like 2 flat. Yeah, that's what was bothering me, because I'm like, that would be that makes perfect sense, because it kind of all fit in the timeline. But no, it actually is the trash truck. She told me they hit that area around 3:30 that morning. So.
Well, what do you think about the dog trail? The police have been giving mixed statements about that dog scent. Some are saying that, it led to the retention pond, but he just vanished from there. But the main cop is saying that runs the investigation is saying there was never no scent.
Well, they need to get their stories right. I'm going to guess the one that said there is probably right, because the other one's probably like, damn it, why did you say that? I still think we're right. You remember we were talking about that breezeway and that path that goes through to the back. I think that somebody parked near the retention pond. That's why they got his scent. They can pick up your scent when you're like, even when you're like, if you're in a pickup truck. I mean, these dogs, they can pick you up a good mile or two down the road.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and they're not. They would have been in a panic probably, because honestly, accident or whatever. He didn't. I don't think he left that house. In the way
he didn't float. He damn sure didn't float out the house. Like Seth was saying, he didn't David Payne up out the house. Somebody's took this kid up out the house for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think that's where they transferred him by the retention pond, because that's a perfect place to park. Right? There's nobody there, especially at 3 or whatever in the morning. But I'm wondering, they're not stupid, and we may hate them, but they're not stupid. And I'm guessing they are nowhere near where they put his body. I would imagine it would be closer to where his job, anywhere between where they live and his job site.
Hendersonville and Memphis.
Yeah. And JLR, he's back in Florida. So I was hoping because there's another YouTuber, he's actually going down 41 or 40, whatever that, he's going to go up and down that road,
and stop everywhere that there's a place to stop.
He's going to park at each exit, because you're not allowed to walk on the highway, so he's going to walk on the other side of the guardrail. And he's going to go up one way, down the other, and then go to the next exit. And he said it's going to take a few weeks, but
okay. Well, look,
yeah.
We're running out of time. Hey, I appreciate you calling in. You be good. You stay safe.
Thanks, Dolly. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Peace. So good to see Up Church in the room. Congratulations. I hear you're having a baby there, Up Church. That's going to change your life a little bit. Just a little tad. I remember when my daughter was born 24 years ago. It will completely change your life. Okay. I don't know if you have any other kids, but congratulations on that. And I hope your tour is going good. In the true crime world, you're still the best. Okay. You've been gone a little bit, but you were the #1 true crime investigator of all time. Okay. It's good to see you back investigating there, Up Church. It's good to see you back investigating. Look, we got a little missing boy down there though by you, Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, autism, vanishes in the middle of the night. His mama seems to have took him out for like, I don't know, like a little birthday celebration. She took him bowling. She took him to get a colossal popcorn at BJ's. She took him out to dinner and then goes home and he just vanishes. Boof, gone. Right? There's no signs of foul play. Okay. But there's no signs that the kid ran away. And the parents have been going on Nancy Grace, Court TV, every podcaster, and they've been giving inconsistent statements or saying things that don't quite add up. It seems like there was a little bit of abuse in the house, you know, whipping on a kid, the stepdad whipping on a kid that wasn't his. And it's just a lot of strange circumstances around that. So I was just in Nashville. I went down there. Not to see a show, I missed that, but I was in Nashville searching around down there, and they lived in a real nice area too. It looked like somebody, you know, there was no signs of forced entry. And not only that, if the kid ran away, he would have had to turn around and lock the door behind him, and he left barefoot in the cold. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, yo, something is wrong with this. He didn't take his switch. There's one thing kids are predictable about: phones and video games, especially boys. Video games, right? He has these wireless game system. He didn't take none of, so he didn't take nothing he loves, but he's going to run away, right? I'm focused on FF Investigates and 2 other players. I'm watching them like a hawk. 3-4 people from the Callie Rodney case are in Nashville for Riley kid. Like, what the F? Okay. Look, I'm going to say one thing I do agree with Upchurch on, and if they sue me, they sue me. I'm broke, right? Xana May's a spy, okay? Xana May is a spy. I don't care what anybody says. This lady's KGB. She's something. Upchurch. Figure it out. We need the greatest detective alive. Xana May is a damn James Bond villain, okay? She is if she ain't, they need to get this woman in a damn movie. I've never seen nothing like it in my life. It's like they took a spy and dropped that bitch right on the YouTube. Like, here you go. Boom. Spy on the YouTubers. I don't know how to explain it. It's way off topic, guys. You're probably like, damn, Dolly, what are you talking about? The lady's a spy, okay? With a damn kayak, okay? Like James Bond. That shit turns into a Corvette or something. I don't know. She's about the water. The lady's a spy. I will testify with you in court, Upchurch. I'll be like, they call Dolly up next. I agree with Church. She's a spy. Okay. She's up and no good. She's sneaky. Okay. She's sneaky. Don't get me going. don't get me sued either. Don't get me sued. All right. Don't get me sued, Church. You got money? I don't. All right. Dolly.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. So my theory is, so with the whole wedding ring thing, my husband works construction and he doesn't wear his all the time as well.
Uh-huh.
I just don't feel like that's a key factor in really anything.
What, not wearing the wedding ring?
Yeah, not wearing the wedding ring.
I mean, that's a little flag. I mean, it ain't a big red flag, but it's a little flag.
It is, but like I said, I mean, I've been married for 12 years and working construction, you really can't have one on unless it's a rubber one.
Yeah, I mean, if you know your husband loves you, what does it really matter anyway?
Right. Also, with Sebastian, I feel like it's foul play. I have 8 ring cameras surrounding my home, so I feel like if anything was to happen with my kids, somebody would know something. I feel like the mom knows more than what she's saying.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the mom knows more than she's saying too. And the fact that she won't make eye contact, right? She keeps looking down.
Contact is a big.
Say that one more time.
I said the eye contact is a huge thing.
Yeah, I noticed that in her very first interview with Olivia, Chronicles of Olivia. And I know Olivia personally. And Olivia is the sweetest girl. And her mama's so nice. And you can, there's no way you can not look at Olivia. She ain't intimidating at all. You know what I'm saying? Not even the least bit. And she won't even make zero contact with Olivia.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and Olivia ain't going to ask you nothing tough. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be nice and sweet to everybody. That's just her personality. And she couldn't even make eye contact with her. I was like, this lady's sneaky.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like Nancy Grace could have went some more harsh core on them though.
Nancy let me down. That's the first time Aunt Nancy has let me down. Good vibes. Thank you so much. Aunt Nancy let us. I thought so too. She went in a little bit, like when she was like, I asked him that question. So, he made them break it apart and answer the question she wanted each one to ask. But yeah, she didn't go for the juggler like I thought she would.
Those eyebrows, though.
The eyebrows don't lie. You can't fake that. The eyebrows tell you everything when Aunt Nancy, boy.
Thank you for your.
All right, you be good.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, peace. All right, this super chat says, Dolly, was that mall shooting in Florida? If so, I was there. Too gang related. I'm glad your daughter was safe. No, this happened here in Virginia, and it was something over some fight. But my daughter was walking in the mall, and then they have these protocols for lock everything down. There's a active the S word going on. So in that, everything worked out fine. She barricaded herself in a room, and I was on the phone with 911. And basically, they just went everything they were doing. They were telling me, like, we're moving in on the mall. We're at the back door to her work. And then when they got into her work, they told me they were in. They told me they had her. So the police did a really good. The 911 operator that I talked to that night that went down, thank God for that woman. Prayers for her, because I was in such a panic, and this crazy that you really got to worry about this type of stuff in our country, that you can't go to the mall. Your kid has a job and you got to be panicked the whole time that somebody's going to go in there and do something absolutely horrendous or crazy, because I only got one kid, so I'm super protective. Say hi to Icky at Dolly. Icky? Okay. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, PJ? Let me open the phone lines back up before I keep ranting. And let me find my lighter. Dolly.
Dolly?
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
You know who this is?
Let me guess. It's Melody.
You got it right. Yes, Melanie.
I'm good, Melanie. You have a unique voice. Trust me.
Yeah. Last night when you were on, I called you 205 times, and I still couldn't get through to you.
You called me 200. Well, you should have called 206 times, Melody. It's the magic number, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to try harder, Melody. You got to work harder.
Yeah. Well, nothing happened on Monday. Like
Say that one more time, Melody.
I said nothing bad happened on Monday like I thought it would.
Okay. Oh, you did say something bad. What did you think was going to happen? The end of the world was coming or something, Melody? I can't remember what it was.
We were going to lose power and internet and phone, and
airplanes were going to fall out.
Planes were going to crash, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you were wrong, Melody. You definitely were wrong there.
Yeah, I'm happy I was.
Okay, so Melody, did you want to add something about this case today, or did you just call it hit on me?
Well, I wish he would be found.
You wish he would be found? Definitely. I pray to God that he's found. I think after this long though, that every day that goes by, it's scarier and scary, Melanie.
Yeah.
Worse, a little worse each day.
Yeah.
Okay, everything been good for you?
Yeah, I didn't get to go over to my mom's house on Monday because at church I called her. I said, "You still won't come and get me tomorrow for the Christmas?" She said, "No." So I was here by myself when it was going on.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Melanie. It's good to hear from you. You be good. You stay safe. All right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course, Melanie.
Is PJ a Mormon?
Is PJ? Yes, that's my girlfriend. I hope she's a woman.
No, not no woman. A Mormon.
A Mormon. Oh yeah. Well, she's not yet, but I'm trying to get her to convert to my religion.
Okay.
All right, Melanie.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Okay, I'm going to need it. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
I'll talk to
Melanie,
you later.
you be good.
You too. Bye.
I thought Melanie said she's a woman. I'm thinking the whole time, PJ, you lied to me. You lied. Okay. I think I would have noticed that one. Right. I think I would have noticed that one. You got to love Melanie. Dolly.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's this?
Well, I can't believe I got through, but I'm calling you from West Tennessee.
West Tennessee in the house. What's going on, West Tennessee?
Hi. Well, I heard some news that something's going on at St. Jude's.
What's going on at St. Jude's?
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. This is Memphis, though, and so anything could be. But there's been a bunch of, they said, police officers and stuff on the construction side.
Hold on. Hey, Mods, is that the real Ickmail in the room? I'm just sorry to cut you off. That was a little.
Oh, you're fine.
All right, go ahead. Finish. Okay, so there's some police presence at St. Jude's.
Yeah, they said that they were something's going on over there. I've got a friend because Memphis isn't very far away from me. I'm in Jackson, Tennessee, home of the famous Speedway, which is the most awfulest part of town.
Just don't drink the water.
Yeah.
And don't smoke the gas station weed. Stay away from that.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. Maybe he done run a backhoe. He did go back 17 hours after he reported. He said he went back to go to his trailer. Could he have done something this diabolical?
I mean, he had a window. It wasn't a huge window, but he did have a window to where he possibly could have came back. It just seems like it would be easy to prove because St. Jude's had so many cameras around that area. Any of them hospital compounds that deal with kids.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the trailer park or the campground, usually those campgrounds have cameras in and out of them. It seems like it would be easy to prove that he was there or not there, but the police ain't telling us. So as YouTubers, we don't have no way to know if his alibi is verified. The police know, but they just haven't told us. So it is possible within that 3 hours, yes, he could have drove back. But you got to remember, driving back, you take a chance of driving past traffic cameras, store cameras, gas station cameras. I think it may be the opposite of that she called him because something happened in that house. Maybe he got into one of these rages that Seth it's described, and she tried to control him. He got hurt. She didn't know what to do. She calls Chris. He tells her go hide him somewhere. They leave the phones on. She goes and does it, comes back, tells him, okay, it's done. They hang the phones up. That explains the 3-hour call, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out every theory I can think of that would make it make sense. Because, in the end of this, there has to be a reason for it. Or option B, Chris don't like the boy because he thinks he's a monster.
Yeah. I think you're right because his MO is just to leave 5 marriages, and I think he's a narcissist. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Maybe a psychopath narcissist, but I think that he definitely already has someone. Maybe the cops already know, kind of a Chris Watson thing, and kind of gave her an ultimatum. And I don't know. I just think that there's a lot to the story, and now they're tragic bonded together.
Yeah. Hey, well, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, okay. You have a good one. Thank you so much.
All right, peace. All right, so we got Ickmel in the room. We got Church. Let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds, right? It's like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul up in this bitch. Okay. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I'm rocking with the Creek, baby. I gotta go with the Creek. I'm sorry, Ickmel. I don't dig the purple light either. I don't dig the purple light. Okay. But y'all don't kill each other. You know, I'm more of the Bob Marley type when the camera goes off. Okay. I'm just getting back. Everybody good out there? There's like 4,000 of you. I didn't know this was going to turn into, you know, the Royal Rumble. Okay. Like Hell in a Cell match, tables, ladders, and chairs, and lawsuits. Listen, just don't sue Dolly. Okay. Just don't sue me. I am the brokest YouTuber on the planet. Okay. Don't sue me. Y'all can kill each other, fight. Just, I can't be in a lawsuit. Okay. I can't afford the attorney. Okay. I can't do it. I just got out of all that damn trouble. I'm being good on the internet, as good as I can possibly be. Okay. And I want to thank all you people for being here. But all joking aside, seriously, keep sharing this little boy's picture. I know the parents look guilty as anything can be in this world, but for some slim chance that this kid did slide out the house, okay, and is out there somewhere and somebody's grabbed him up or some crazy reason, continue to share the picture. It's important. You know, some people are still just learning about this. A lot of us are into true crime. Of course, we're, you know, everybody in true crime right now knows Sebastian, but there's so many other things on YouTube where people don't. So if you're into other things other than true crime, you will share his picture. Church, share this little boy. You're in Tennessee. Okay. Share. It won't kill you. All right. It won't kill you. And, you know, most likely the parents have done something horrible is what I think, but that don't mean I'm right. And you know, I pray to God in this that I'm wrong. Right. Look, I'm in a business where the wronger I am, the better. Okay. If I'm wrong, hell yeah, that means somebody's okay. Right. I don't care if I'm wrong. Absolutely don't. I would rather come out, pray to little baby Jesus that this little boy is safe somewhere. But look, we're going on 6 weeks, a barefoot kid in the cold, no food, no water, with autism. That's bad. Okay. It don't look good no matter how you slice it. It's just, it sounds bad. He would have to have the assistance of somebody, and that would have to be another teenager maybe. But what parent wouldn't notice you got some other teenager living with you for the last 6 weeks? So something strange is going on, and the only people I think that really know who's responsible is Katie Proudfoot and Chris Stinkyfoot. Dolly.
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
Hey. Your chat's going a little crazy right now.
Okay.
What did you think I said icky for? It's PJ. I said it's PJ. Did you just say who's this?
Yeah, you were screaming. I couldn't tell. What's up, babe?
Nothing. I wanted to say the little clip that I tried to get you to play for like 45 minutes explains the whole concept. There's still like, I guess people don't understand the whole criminal investigation concept.
I played the audio from it.
I know, I heard it.
Okay.
But I think there's been new people since then.
Okay, want me to replay it?
I don't know if it would help. It's just after they went through the whole he might be a runaway thing, I think that it's normal for them to go into the route of, hey, look, this is possibly a criminal investigation.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I went looking for that article because it was said that it originally was said on News 5, and I found it, but it was from like March 4th.
Uh-huh.
So
it's been a criminal investigation. Yeah.
Right. So you've been right this whole time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to reiterate that because
kids don't vanish. Okay, aliens don't even
I
abduct.
know. I have the shirt.
Yeah, kids don't vanish. That something's happening to this kid, and the only way that could happen is an adult is responsible. Okay, what the adult is it? Most likely it's the adult that he was last with, and that's his mama.
And that's Occam's razor. How do you say it?
Huh?
I say Occam's razor, and you say Occam's razor.
Oh,
the probability of what happened to him.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good chance he could have ran away, but most likely something's happened to him.
I agree. And what did you think I was talking about, Icky?
Oh, I didn't know. I don't usually see Ickmail in the chat room, so I didn't know.
I've never seen him in the chat. He's clearly following church.
Okay.
But I checked all of it before I told it to you. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. I'll let you go. Bye.
So he's following church. You got to be a little more low key, church. You got damn Ickmail following you around with a purple lantern. Okay. I'm just playing. Don't put me in a lawsuit, Ickmail. All right. I ain't cool with that. I'm peaceful with everybody. Creek Squad. All right. Don't be trying to sue me. I'm watching you. I'll let you in here. All right. Now I can't help how church treats you. I can't help that. I can't help it. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. I spoke to you yesterday about Katie not being a wallflower. I'm Mary from Colorado. I forgot to tell you that.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, Mary?
I was looking on a Facebook page today, and I noticed a little tidbit that was not mentioned before, which is at one point they found Sebastian hiding underneath a neighbor's car.
I heard something like that.
So I wanted to mention that to say, hey, whatever you're doing, I would like to see the police even venture into a hate crime category.
That this is a hate crime? They hate him because of his disabilities?
Yes. It's happened too many times in this country for officers to not even broach that subject, considering that the only reason why these type of people get assaulted or abused is because of their special needs.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of the reasons I think Chris didn't want him. I think that is part of the motive.
Absolutely, but here's what hit me when you were talking about that earlier. It's turning my stomach that this biological mom, it was okay to mother another child, but she couldn't mother this one. Because I'm sorry, I don't get mother vibes from her at all.
Well, I mean, they wanted the nice little perfect girl that didn't have no problem. They didn't want the boy that needed attention and his diapers changed, and I think that's part of the motive. Me, myself.
And about the shade throwing that I mentioned yesterday, they're throwing shade because Sebastian got beep assaulted.
Yeah, I mean, he got assaulted by a kid that was 5 years older than him and under their watch, and they're mad at Sebastian over that, thinking Sebastian may mess with Faith, the little girl, because he was assaulted when he was a child. He was assaulted, but it was under their watch.
Absolutely.
So if you didn't watch Sebastian, how do we know you're going to watch Faith? That something like that's not going to happen to Faith.
100% on that. I am a survivor of childhood abuse, of childhood beep assault from my parent. And I can tell you that the symptoms that Sebastian has been exhibiting through school, his father, and in that abusive home, it screams that for the last 8 years, this child has known the husband of the bio mom, that he's been assaulted this whole time. That's 8 years. This is why a special needs child will go crawl under the car of a neighbor. He wanted to hide so much that no one could find him. Like, I really wish people would understand. Number one, he's not going to behave typically like a 15-year-old because he has challenges. But number two, years and years of abuse.
Yeah.
He's just not.
It, the mental abuse is, the thing. He didn't want to go there. He told Seth, he was like, yeah, he didn't want to go back. He didn't want to go back. And it's because they were screaming at him, and the way they were talking to him is what Seth had insinuated. So we know they were talking to him and screaming at him. We know they were whipping this child. Why would he want to be there? What child, they were throwing his toys away when he didn't pick them up fast enough. He was getting whipped for any little, for lying, right? But we seen the same man that whipped him for lying get right up on Nancy Grace, lie, get right up on Court TV, lie. So
absolutely,
it wasn't Court TV. It was Chronicles of Olivia, lie. Get up on Sally's World, lie.
Yes, and control the narrative. They've been doing it since the beginning. They've been controlling the narrative of what they want the public to see about Sebastian, or how the people view them. But you can't erase the body language. You can't erase the lack of love in their voice, the inflection, I mean. And you can't erase that this man was trying to take a girl from her mother. And when that failed, his mother went and tried to get custody of, this is the fourth wife child, Faith.
Yeah, I heard the whole interview with Nina, and if 10% of that is true, homeboy is a monster.
Absolutely, but it leads me to ask, how in the Lord's name did his mother, Kathy, that she was there when he arrived? Like, how did he call his mom before he called the police? And you know why he didn't call 911? Because all 911 calls are recorded.
Yeah, that's why there's no 911 call.
Absolutely, but he called his mom?
He called the sheriff first. He had a number to the sheriff's office.
Well, that's what they say, but until we see the actual records, it's really up in the air, because I don't know where they live, but he had his mom go right over. Not the police, not the 911, not Seth. If my child went missing, his dad would be the...
Well, when Seth showed up, Seth said that when he showed up, the detectives were there. Katie was talking to him, and Chris's mother was there. So Chris's mother beat Seth there.
Yes. And why would the mother of this child call a cell phone that she probably had a good inference would be left in a vehicle because of the nature of Seth's work? Why wouldn't she call a direct number? This isn't just, hey, I lost my shoe. This is, I lost our child.
Yeah, for sure.
And she didn't call that dad's job. All of it is manipulated, which means all of it is premeditated. I cannot get off of this. When yesterday someone was speaking about the dog catching scent and jumping in the water. Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah, but the head detective said there was never no scent. I mean, we're getting mixed messages there.
Exactly. Well, here's what popped in. This is just what popped into my head. I'm not saying it's right. I have a little bit of criminal justice investigation background, so I got a notion about things. But when I heard that, I'm thinking, did something happen to him by the water and then he was removed?
I don't know. I mean, he just would have vanished. But look, hey, we're running out of time. I got to let you go. You be good. You stay safe.
Absolutely. God bless. Much love to you.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. So anyway, hey, look, I'm going to post this link. Church, if you want to come up, I'm going to post that link for you. Maybe you want to chop it up. That is the link. Nobody else take that link. Okay. So if I see a million people in my backstage, I'm just going to block you. So, but that's the link. I'm going to keep the phone lines open. But if church, you want to come up, you're more than welcome. And Ickmail, y'all don't kill each other in the chat room. Don't kill each other in the chat room, people. I'm glad y'all could be here with me today. Prayers for this little boy. If you're down in Hendersonville, keep your eyes open. Dolly.
Dolly?
Yes.
I got a theory.
Okay. Who is this? Where are you calling from?
This is Kristen from Oklahoma.
Hey, Kristen.
So I think the parents did it.
That's your theory? You got the same theory that 4,000 people got.
No. The parents of Chris.
Oh, the parents of Chris. Oh, you talking about the Bauer Sox?
Yeah.
You think the Bauer Sox did it?
Yeah, I don't think they took him to Alaska though. I think they dropped him off somewhere on their way to Alaska.
What, on the side of the road? Like, get out. He's in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He's in Fargo, South Dakota, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's on the way, but
I don't know what's on the way either. I thought they drove to an airport and flew to Alaska.
oh, I thought they drove all the way.
I don't think they drove all the way.
Stepdad had a history of abuse, right?
Yeah.
The stepdaddy?
Yeah, didn't he have a history of abuse with like other women and stuff?
I'm not for sure. I'm not honestly, I couldn't say
Chris.
positively. Now, Chris,
Allegedly.
the stepdad had problems with people saying he was putting their hands on kids and beating on kids and stuff. Now, his daddy, I don't know what his daddy was accused of. The stepdaddy. I think it's his stepdaddy, right?
Yeah.
I think it was an accident. I think it was an accident, and I think they panicked and run off and tried to figure something out.
Yeah, but like, why would you get yourself in trouble like that? If an accident happened, wouldn't you just call 911 and say my kid fell off the
You
stairs?
would think, but you don't know until you're in that situation what you would do. You know, they might have, like me. I would like to think if something like that happened, I would call 911 and just tell the truth. But you hear all these stories about people going to prison for no reason for life, you know? So they might have just panicked. Might have been an accident. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly thought that, Don and Candace Wells, the Summer Wells story, I thought that's what happened in their case, that something bad happened and they just covered it up. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my wife, she said he had fluid on his brain and they might have just maybe like slapped him or something, maybe something not even like real crazy, like
maybe he fell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she just panicked. I mean, that is a possibility. I mean, she made a big mistake doing that if that did happen,
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But you only got two options: do the right thing or do the wrong thing.
Well, they're not doing the right thing, that's for sure.
It don't
allegedly.
I mean, if there was a blueprint to look guilty, they're following it to a T. I mean, they're following it.
100%.
All right, you guys, you guys have a great day.
You too.
All right, peace. They were married for a long time. They spoke in synchronicity. Okay, that's when you've been together way too long. When you can repeat, talk simultaneously, like their brains are linked. Okay, that's that new Tesla shit. That's that brain chip they give you. Stay away from the brain chip. Stay away from Bill Gates. Okay, stay away from Xaname. All bad. All three of those things bad. With that said, let's open the phone lines back up. Is there anybody that think these people's innocent tonight? Dolly. Hello. Okay, not Dolly. Somebody else. Hello.
Okay, not Dolly. Somebody else.
Hello.
Dolly.
Yeah, you got to turn me down in the background.
I did already, buddy.
Oh, Lord, it's Miss Ann.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, Lord, we done brought in the WWE for real.
Yeah, buddy. I told you in chat I was here. I'm ready.
Oh, Lord. What did I do to deserve this, Miss Ann? What's good with you?
Now, you're going to be the ring announcer. I'm going to be the referee. Let's get up the church and Nick Mel in there.
You want to get him in a Hell in a Cell match?
Hell yeah, buddy.
Are you trying to get me kicked off YouTube, woman?
No. We safe.
We're a peace and love and creaking squad channel here. We don't do no violence.
No, we ain't gonna do it on yours.
I see Redneck Brawl right in the chat room. Right there, Redneck Brawl. Redneck Brawl.
We don't do it behind closed doors, my dear.
Okay, all right.
All right, I followed that through.
Okay, you like Don King now, Miss Ann.
Oh, Lord. Am I famous?
In your world.
Hey, up church. I'm going to be in Nashville. I'm going to hunt you down in May and June.
Oh, Lord. You're in trouble now, church. You thought Ickmail was bad. You don't want Miss Ann on your ass.
Nah, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm saving my headlocks and my body slams and my toe hose for you.
Oh, make him one of them cakes you make. You got to make up church one of those cakes.
Man, I ain't taking a cake on the plane.
Why not? Why not, Miss Ann?
Because I got too much other stuff I got to carry on that plane.
All right.
You know?
All right. Did you want to tap in on Sebastian Rogers, Miss Ann?
I don't know what to think about this situation.
Uh-huh.
It's unreal. I think the mother and the stepfather need to come clean. And I believe everybody will agree with me as well. They need to come clean, face the consequence.
Well, they already had a doomsday preacher out there with signs that said repent. You can't make that shit up.
That's right. That's right.
So, I mean, there's already people saying but here's the thing. Ain't you innocent to proven guilty?
Yeah, well, they're not innocent and they're going to get proven guilty.
I agree. I think it's a matter of time. And I think by sometime tomorrow, we'll hear about these people lawyering up because once their social medias went black, I was like, okay, something's going on. A lawyers then told them to shut everything down.
That's right. That's right.
And when he ducked Nancy about that lie detector test, that was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it. Right.
Oh, that's guilty.
He scored a 0. You get 35 points for putting your name on the test. Okay. He scored.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even show up. He failed that bitch with a 0.
Man, I'm going to save my damn wrestling moves for him.
There you go, Miss Ann. Well, when he goes to jail, we'll put you in there with him.
Shit. Oh, I mean, shoot.
All right, Miss Ann.
Let me get out of here.
You be good.
Love you. See you in a month or two.
All right. Peace.
All right, buddy. About that.
I met Miss Ann in Savannah, Georgia, right? And crazy story. You can't make this shit up. So, originally I'm from Georgia. And when I was a kid, my mom used to take me to this damn convention center and they'd have like this, low budget wrestling. Sometimes it would have like, somebody good. And I used to watch these tag team wrestlers, like wrestler number 1, wrestler number 2, way back in the day. In some reason, I met Miss Ann in Savannah, Georgia. She gave me a cake. Okay. A cake. And because Miss Ann will talk you to death, right? You almost got to run from her. So she gave me this cake, and for some reason we started talking about wrestling. And I was like, yeah, I grew up around here, Miss Ann. I used to go to the wrestling, and some of my favorite people from that, and it was her daddy, right? So then Miss Ann took me in her house and showed me his wrestling match, his boots, and one of my favorite wrestlers as a kid, the tag team, was Miss Ann's daddy. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, this is crazy. That's pretty damn crazy. So I went in her house and I took a picture with his mask and his boots and the big things she had on the wall of them. And Miss Ann was a wrestler for just a little tiny bit too. She had pictures of her with a chicken and spinning toe hold. Don't mess with Miss Ann. Don't sleep on her. Don't sleep on Miss Ann. All right. She'll get you. All right. Ain't playing. All right. Phone lines are back open. I got time for maybe 1 or 2 more calls, and then Dolly got to get out of here because Dolly got to eat. All right. I can feel my ribs touching. Dolly. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, this is Carla from Virginia again. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad. I can't complain.
Good, good. I watched an interview with Chris and Katie, and it was a news reporter.
Uh-huh.
And she had asked, he had stated something about the electronics, and he said, "Oh no, we keep the phone and the games locked up."
Yeah, that he had no social media presence. Like he didn't play online games. I even asked Seth that because I was thinking, well, maybe he met somebody online and that they got him to come out the house. but they made it be like he's not online. He plays like the Switch that's not online. It's just a game you play, and that he has no online presence. He didn't really have Wi-Fi or nothing. So that just, it's almost like the parents have boxed themselves in. The doors were locked. He don't have Wi-Fi. There's no way to kidnap him, but he's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And why add in the no shoe thing? Like they threw that in there. I thought that was bizarre.
Yeah, that was.
Like,
Really
if you
weird.
are going to off your kid, let's just say, okay, that they did do it. Why would they say he's barefoot? Because then that makes the story sound strange. Why not just say, yeah, he ran away? Why throw in the barefoot part? Or they'll believe us if we say he's barefoot.
Right. Well, it seemed like a little deflecting, I think, is the technique when he started mentioning the other two people missing in Tennessee. Because my kid's missing. I mean, not to be cold, but I'm worried about my kid and not nobody else's.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, look at those ones over there. They ain't being found either. So, maybe you ought to look to that way instead of looking over here. And also another thing is when the thud apparently occurred, Chris and her had to have been on the phone together. So did Chris say he heard the thud? Or that she told him to go to bed?
Well, he was on the phone. I think allegedly they were on speakerphone together.
Right.
And she started, because he said she started to doze off, and he told her to go to bed.
Right. But then did he hear the thud or her saying, hey, what are you doing in there? I don't care what you're doing, but you better go to bed. Did he hear that?
He never said nothing about that. Nobody ever asked him anything about what about the thud to him.
Right.
Not that I've heard.
I don't know. It wasn't said in the first interview. This seems weird that it all of a sudden came up. Like you had to put something in there.
Well,
like, what were y'all talking about for the 3 hours?
Every interview they do, they add something to the story. The story's not been the same every interview. Every interview, they've added a little piece to the story. Like at first, she just heard a thud. Then she heard a thud and she hollered to him, hey, you okay? He said, yeah, Mom, I'm getting ready for bed. Right? So she keeps adding to it to fit their narrative. And that's why they keep saying the dog trail that he was this and this, but there's no proof of that. That's just what they're saying. There's really even no proof of what he's wearing. Nobody's seen him. The last life that we know he was at that Texas Roadhouse that he was on video leaving. And hopefully they get those clothes that he was wearing that night, because a lot of people believe he never even made it home that night.
Okay, so then they vacated the house?
They're in Mississippi at a campground.
Oh, so the sign is up in the yard for sale, right?
I don't know if there's a sign up in the yard for sale. Matter of fact, their vehicle, her work vehicle, is still there. The van is still there, last of my knowledge. So they still have the house. They haven't lost the house. They're just not at the house, and they're moving. That's the rumor. But right now they're at a campground in a camper in Mississippi.
Right, but I wouldn't want, in case there's anything in the house, you don't want a whole bunch of people tracking to the house to look at the house for sale. So like they have an open house, then if there's any evidence there, then it can be
destroyed. What I heard yesterday is the police have been in and out of the house. So for some reason they're going into this house, reenacting things or looking for things.
Very interesting.
Somebody now they left the campground, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah, I just want to say that just to look at that thing, because he said that we locked so everybody's saying, why didn't he have his little game or his phone? And it said that he said, Chris said, we locked that stuff up. And then she kind of like leaned, I don't know if you got to watch the interview, she kind of leaned them to like say, like, you're talking too much.
Yeah. I think, I hate to say this is something planned, but this is something planned. In my opinion, I think they planned some of what they were going to say to the news, just like Jen Soto did and Stephen Stearns. I think they sat down and had talk. Okay, this is what we're going to answer, because they only answered what they wanted to answer, and then when it was something they didn't want to answer, they'd be like, "Well, TBI said we couldn't answer, any of that." So they would duck questions that way. That was their out.
And one more thing, everybody's like going the direction that he travels to go home. Who's to say? You know that everybody's going to be looking that way, so why wouldn't you go the opposite way?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would think that if you're going to hide something, don't hide it where you're at.
Right, or the direction that you're going in, you go the opposite direction, and maybe they could have met halfway.
People that usually hide stuff like that, or done stuff like that, is somewhere they're familiar with. So if you're going to hide something, you usually hide it in a place there ain't going to be nobody around, you're familiar with. I think most people go to a place they're familiar with.
As I say, do they have a camper? Are there a lot of campgrounds around?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This dude camps all over the country. He probably knows all kind of damn hide spots.
Right. Oh my gosh. He could. I hope.
He only had what a 3 to 5 hour window, so he couldn't have been but so far.
Well, no, Seth was in his room at 6 o'clock. She came out, and she told me to go to bed. And he said, "Okay, good night, puppies, love yous," and everything, and then went back. So as far as we know, 6 o'clock, they were home at 6 o'clock. So 6 to 6.
Yeah, because they called in around 6:30 in the morning, so it still gave them a good window, depending on if he couldn't, if he drove his truck. I think the FBI and the Secret Service would know. I truly do. But there's a possibility, could he have drove something else, or did she go hide him and he is her alibi? But anyway, look, we're getting ready to run out of time. I appreciate you calling. You be good.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, peace. Also, guys, let me address this in the chat. So it ain't often we got, Up Church in the chat. He comes by every now and then. Ickmail, nice to see you in the chat, man. Look, don't be mean to anybody. I know most of us rock with church, but don't be mean to anybody. Listen, everybody has a different opinions, okay? Don't be mean to anybody. Anything I say to people jokingly. I have no ill will towards anybody on this planet. Zenime is still a spy, okay? Just, whatever people's beefs are, that's them. To me, I don't want no harm to come to anybody. All right, Dolly love everybody. I'm just a big old lover, okay? I love everybody. So be nice, if they got beefs with each other, let them kill each other between them, but don't jump in it, okay? Okay? Unless church is getting beat up on, then y'all get Ickmail, okay? Get them, right? I'm playing. Don't let church get picked on, though. We watching you, Ickmail. We watching you around here. We got eyes on you. So anyway, look, I want to thank you guys for coming by today, hanging out with me, talking true crime with me. I know there's been a lot of joking and playing going on. I just try to pass time. But the realness of this is serious. This little boy has been gone almost 6 weeks. Okay. No answers, no sightings. It don't sound good. Continue to share his face just in case a miracle does happen. I think we're going to see this turn. Like I said, it's already been a criminal investigation. I think it's going to heat up a little bit, and we're going to see that. We're going to be talking about it a little bit coming up until there's some answers for this little boy. Coming up next week, I'll be in Boston covering the Karen Reed trial where she ran over her boyfriend. So all my Boston people, I'll see you guys in a few days, 5 days or so. Tennessee, get out there, do your best to help Seth. Okay, Seth's a good dude. I know people have been saying stuff about Seth the last few days. Look, I can tell Seth is a broken-hearted dad, right? He's been out there in the trenches every day looking for his son. He's been through a lot. So if you're in that area, definitely support Seth. Do whatever you can to help Seth for sure. And I will see you guys later tonight for my late night show around 10:30. I hope to see some of you there. If you're brand new here and you ain't subbed up yet, okay, make sure you ring that bell and help us hit 52,000. Okay, I ain't got big numbers like Church and old Ickmel there. They ballers, right? I'm just a little dog. But hey, Dolly got to eat. Okay, so the big dogs, y'all gotta move the hell over a little bit. Y'all better make some damn room. Okay, I want a Lambo and a purple light. Okay, how about just give me a purple Lambo? We'll call it even. No, I don't like purple. Okay, I was just joking. That's just a joke. I love you guys. See y'all later. Peace.